But you stay on hard.
He's back.
Hello,
welcome to the BCSN SportsWrap. It's Sunday night, and guess who decided to join us? Must be football season, everybody. Coach Farasi Norman, what's going on, my brother?
The Norm. Drew, man, good to be back. Good to be back. Always good to be here with you, BF. Unfortunately, I didn't get what I was looking for last year, but hey, I'm here for round 2. Hopefully somebody this year will see me, recognize who I am, pick me up so I can get back to work. But until then, it's the two of us. Hey, we can do it if we try. Hold on, say
it. You mentioned BF, man.
Wait, the three of us.
I'm looking down in my screen, and look what decided to pop in.
Oh, is that him? There he is. Hey, need a new shirt, though. Need a new shirt, though.
Uh-oh. See, here's the thing. Normally, I'm the one who's on the road on a Sunday night trying to get back home. And Brian's in the studio by himself trying to push all the buttons instead of us sharing the duties. So I guess this is payback. Bryan is on the road, on location. Bryan,
scouting.
Tell all the people's where you at.
I am in the Norfolk International Airport. I think it's international.
Wait a minute. Time out. Norfolk.
Yeah.
Why does that sound so familiar?
Well, I thought I'd come and see what the Spartans are preparing. Find out how they're gathering up themselves, see what kind of intel I can get, to find out what they bring into Atlanta in 6 days.
All right. And I see you incognito because you got your Colts gear on instead of having that FAMU gear. You probably could get away with that FAMU gear up there right now.
Well, you're right, because actually when I left Orlando, I was wearing my school colors because I got out of school. And so that too was blue. So I'm definitely incognito coming through the airport. I don't want to tip anybody off that a Rattler is in town and doing some scouting. So yeah.
I got you. Well, since you're here, Bryan, hey, you so good at the plugs. You want to go ahead and get the plugs out the way for me, man?
All right, I got the plugs for you, Drew. Even on location, even on remote, I know I'm like clockwork. Hello, everybody who's out there watching the show. Appreciate you guys checking in with us. Make sure you're following the BCSN on Instagram and on X and on YouTube. Make sure you hit that follow, hit that like button, hit that thumbs up button. Do that for us if you would. Do it early in the show. Get it out the way if you can. Hello to everybody on the JBN YouTube page. I saw Tamara T there. She's a JBN subscriber. Hello, Tamara. And Jeff Roberts checking in. Aggie Pride, of course. Thank you to everybody watching on the JBN at My JBN Online. You can go ahead and donate. You know what? That's what I would like to promote right now. If I could do nothing else, Drew, if we can get, I would say, just 100 of our subscribers. And we're fortunate. We have a lot of subscribers, and we appreciate everybody who subscribes and hit the bells and notifications. But if we can get 100 subscribers to join our channel, even if you only did it for this month, and even if you only did it at the most minimal level, we got 3 different levels on our YouTube page. that would make a big difference for the Black College Sports Network coming up this upcoming year, as we're planning some road trips, some games that we're going to be bringing this year. So join the JBN Jericho Broadcast Network's YouTube page at MyJBN Online if you would, even if you just do it for this month. It'd be really appreciative. $2.99 is the minimum. So there's the big plug I'm going to give for tonight's show, Drew.
All right. And I don't know if you saw what your boy EA.
Oh, I don't know. What is EA talking about?
Talking about you potentially helping somebody move, since they did have some ties in that area. Also, and EA, that's a
hold on.
one. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together on that one.
Let me just say this. I categorically deny any rumors or belief that I am the party who took any said photos of anyone with their Thanos rings on earlier this week. It was not me. I had no part of taking those photos. So I'm going to squash those rumors out of respect for my Spartan sister. It was not me.
All right.
If you know, you know. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to end it like that. If you know what I'm talking about. If not, we ain't got to go too deep into the woods. But let's just say it wasn't me. Wasn't me.
While you're there, Bryan, let me ask you this question. Obviously with former athletic director Tiffany Dawn Sykes ties to Norfolk and the Virginia area, has there been any talk up in that area about what happened in Tallahassee? Because we get into our SWAC frame of reference and our Southern frame of reference. You're living in the state of Florida. I'm in Georgia, an hour outside of Tallahassee. So we hear it, we hear it on the local news. But have you heard anything up there? And what are they saying if you have?
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing, Drew. You know what? I am reminded how much further we have to go in what we do and the coverage that we bring. Because I've got a lot of family, who that I saw this weekend at a family reunion from different parts of the country, many of whom are HBCU graduates at various schools, right? And of course, I went to the reunion with my Rattler hat on. Not one person asked me, what are y'all doing over there in FAMU? What are y'all doing? How could y'all get rid of the AD? Blah, blah, blah. So let me just say, what that reminded me is sometimes, Drew, we live in this bubble and the same people comment on social media. And it just also goes to the point that, social media is just a blip on the large scale of just people's consciousness. A lot of people, they're not digesting this stuff like a lot of our listeners are, and a lot of people on these Facebook pages and all these other sites, they're not digesting the information like we digested. So it was a great reminder that, there's life moving on, even without, A.D. Sykes being at FAMU. FAMU is not this scourge of misogyny and everything else that some people have deemed it as, and we aren't the embarrassment of HBCU athletics. I mean, there really is other things happening in the world, and so we have a long way to go. We have a long way to go, and yeah, exactly. The social media is an echo chamber, and I was reminded of it again this weekend, so it was kind of refreshing. So. That's why I don't get all bothered when I see stuff from certain fan groups on social media, because you know what, I got to remind myself they are but a blip on the radar of significance, and so it is what it is.
So, Coach Norman, why have you here? And since we talked about the elephant in the room, you being a Langston grad, but a follower of HBCU. See, we ain't asked all that.
Thank you, Bryan.
I got you, brother.
Yeah.
Okay, but, go ahead, Drew.
But no, with you being a Langston grad, your roots are further out west. How have you felt, or have you heard anything? You're in Alabama now. Have you heard anything about it? And just give us your overall opinion on what has happened.
Well, I'm glad you brought up my Langston HBCU ties because I got shemmed a little bit last year. No harm, no foul. I shedded my tears. I'm strong. I'm solid. I've been back at the gym. I'm ready for round 2. Watch out. Watch out. That left is coming. About what's going on at FAMU, it's been like, wow. I mean, like, wow, because every platform has had something to say. Hadn't been positive. Most of it's always been about the AD. I tapped in last week on the ONG and I said, I just feel bad for this young lady. I've never met her. But it's like every time something goes wrong on your campus, she's to blame. I'm thinking, wow, you guys. Okay, she got hired. She wasn't in the top 7 to 10, but the president chose her. Some people thought it was intimacy. Come to find out it was family. No matter what happened, she got the job. Honestly, tell you too, FAMU, I don't really think you guys gave that woman a chance. I mean, coming through the door, you attacked her. You attacked her. I was just like, wow. I mean, give her a chance. Give her a chance. Most people get 2 or 3 years to say, I can do this job. You guys get that date. You guys get that lady like 60 seconds, really, from what I saw. And I've been watching it from day one, and I mean,
20 months.
Let's go back to the football coach situation. I don't know. Coach Simmons, we know he did a good job over there. He did a good job everywhere when he's a good football coach. But we don't know if he'd already told his family, no matter what, we're leaving. We don't know. We don't know if Tiffany went and raised money. And you guys, I see the brother, Dr. Campbell, he comes up and says, all you got to do is call, we'll come up with money. Yeah, you guys got it like that. You can come up with money like that. But we don't know what really took place. We don't. All we know is Willie said, hey, I'm going to go over here because, hey, and, he went to school at Clemson, so he already had PWI ties. So it ain't like he just left us. He just went and did what he wanted to do. But they felt like she should have got on her hands and knees and drug him by his feet and, oh, Willie, no. Hey, if he's leaving, he's leaving. You can only do so much. Then let's talk about the bowling situation. I mean, come on, you guys. Really? The bowling situation? I mean, you guys drug that out for weeks. And then, it took a while to hire Cozy. That one I didn't understand. I'm thinking you got a good thing over there, stay in house. So she went out, she hired his firm. I guess you guys got money to spend. And Cozy still got the job, okay?
That's a sore subject with Rattler alumni, Coach.
Then come to find out that the guy, once again, it's always, whenever it's a male and a woman, and she's a beautiful young lady, let's give her props, whenever it's a male and a woman, people always think there's some intimacy going on. Oh, they're messing around. Because that's the word that we got on the social media, is that her and this guy had relation ties. Come to find out, they didn't even know each other. The guy she was cool with was the coach at North Carolina Central. They're friends. And he said, I called her and said, I got a friend who's looking to move up. Please take a good look at it. And when you're friends like that and you have that much power and you have that much respect for someone, he's not going to recommend someone that's going to come fumble the football. So she says, okay, I'm pretty sure she did her due diligence. She talked to him. He's been winning where he was at. So boom. But no, here y'all come with the fangs and the swords. And we ain't having this guy. We want this guy. So, hey, okay, so I'm the AD. I don't get to choose who I want to work with. No, you don't. So I said, okay, boom. So she chooses Cozy. Everybody's calm. Everybody's cool. Now here comes the back situation. Wow. She went and did her due diligence. She found this guy. He was winning. It ain't like he was a bum on the side of the highway. This man was winning. He's professional. He's good looking. He knows the game. He knows Florida. He knows recruiting. So she hires him. Boom. Once again, FAMU, you blow it up. And then feel bad for the coach. I don't know if the man has a family, kids, whatnot, but you get
and he does.
You get going, and next thing you know, you think you got a 3 or 4, and now it's nothing. And so you're knocking on Tiffany's door, and Tiffany probably got her head down like, man, I don't really know what's going on here, not now. So you make your way across campus to Dr. Robinson office, and he's sitting there like, we already know he has something else on his mind, come to find out. He already has something else on his mind, so he wasn't really worried about it. So now this brother here, he's working with some group. He's like, well, these guys only won 8 games last year, you guys, and how can I prove to you guys I deserve this job if I got to get this crew here? So he pulled a Dion. Hey, I got luggage and it's Louis. Everybody got upset. As a coach standpoint, I'm trying to win. FAMU, I told you I was going to turn this thing around. I can't do it with this group of kids. Well, one kid happened to be related or good friends with a power booster, so they got upset. Now we know you can't upset the power boosters. They got money. We need money. We're HBCUs. But still, the way that was handled was like, wow. Then when the smoke clears, you gave my man a 1-year deal? Really? 1-year deal. So, baby, don't even unpack. Drew, you say, man, don't even unpack. We're going to pick the kids up and take them back and bring them back because we don't know how long we're going to be here. I was asking Drew this the other day. I don't know if I asked you, but I'm saying, what do I do to get a year 2? We already know 8's not good enough. He shouldn't even be thinking about 8. We know we got to go double digits. Basketball play, 25, 30 games? So basically what you told him on that 1-year deal is, brother, you better bring me
12 to 15.
I was saying
a great season in the SWAC, right?
You know, I mean, what's a great season, OBF?
Well, yeah,
what's a great season?
The part.
And we
who
all know.
knows?
We all know. We all coached. I've coached a little basketball. I'm a football coach. We all know a great season means W's, no L's, or very few L's. So I'm saying, out of 25 or 30, my friend, you got a 1-year deal. I don't think 12 is good enough, AD. I think that FAMU was saying, hey, I need a 15, 16. Hey, come on with it. And if he comes up with the 10 or 12, it's a great turnaround. He loses 4 or 5 by a last-second shot. Some other team got a great 3-point shooter. So, I mean, they playing much better. Defense is much better. Rebounds is much better. You know, they're inbounding the ball. I mean, everything is just much better. But he only got 10 or 12. Do you let him go? You only gave him a 1-year deal.
That brother ain't gonna be here next year. Just get to the reality. Their brother won't be here next year, no matter what. Because if he wins,
I'm not making that prediction.
Thank you.
I'm bold enough to say it, because if he wins, because he does not have a contract, somebody else gonna come and snatch him up. And if he don't hit that magic number, like you say, Coach, they gonna let him go anyway. So, like you say, go ahead. Don't even bring the kids. Y'all just stay down there. I'll send y'all the money. Don't even bring the kids up here.
And then the total ultimate, the FAMU cake gets in the oven, it gets put out. It's looking good. We're rolling. We got spring ball going. Everyone's, hey, what's up with our D-line? That's the only thing I ever heard from on this offseason. We didn't worry about who's the new quarterback. You know, is the guy behind Moose, is he stepping up, or the guy that transferred in? I mean, we didn't worry about that one, because Cozy said out loud up front, I'm not 2 platooning. I'm only going to play 1. Me and myself, I do 2 quarterbacks, but that's Farasi Norman. But everyone, what's going on with the D-line? So little by little, D-line is starting to show up. We're gonna
hold that. Put a pin in that. We're gonna hold that for later, Coach, when we get into the predictions and when we get to talk.
Okay, well, that was building up to what I'm about to say. The 237. Okay. That was just the ultimate. Boom, boom. That was just the ultimate. Okay? So, but then here, this how I looked at it. Yeah, he did you guys wrong. Out of all the HBCUs in the country, how did he come all the way to Tallahassee when he's in Texas? He didn't even try it with Texas Southern and Prairie. He went all the way over there. True enough, there should have been some due diligence. True enough, somebody calls you, say they want to donate that kind of money. You know, you do your homework. Like, who is this guy? You know, and where is he from? Does he really have this? But hey, they were probably just excited that someone wanted to donate that kind of currency to them. Come on. You know, that's like someone calls me right now and say, meet me at the mailbox. I got $500,000. I'm going to the mailbox. You know, hey, I'm going to the mailbox. I mean, you know, and it may be 2 orange and apples, but I'm just saying, I'm just looking from FAMU's point of view. They were probably excited to the point where they didn't do their due diligence. They dropped the ball. You know, yeah, and I seen some week or so where they said they brung him in, they flew him in, and they had his own security, and that's true enough. A guy with that kind of money, he don't need security. But then again, on FAMU's behalf, we're excited. We're about to get $237 million. Ain't no one ever got that kind of money. No, we're about to do it this. We're about to redo the football stadium. We're about to redo the locker room. We're about to get advanced equipment. We're about to get some new teachers. We about to do all kind of stuff. But then come and find out, he was a fraud. Okay. And so when it happened, we didn't just let it go. We didn't say, oh, well, hey, what's that? Shame on me, shame on you, fool me once, fool me twice. We didn't let it go. We had to drag it out and drag it out and drag it out. And every platform had to say something about it. And then just when you think it's over, it's done, here it comes again. And ho and below, who was in the middle of it? Your athletic director. How'd she get in the middle of that?
She wasn't quite in the middle of that, and I'm going to cut you off, Coach, because obviously I can see everything that everybody's putting in the chat. And for all those in the chat, this is my point. This is what everybody else is saying about us.
It is. Yeah, it is.
And some of the stuff that you all say, he don't know the story, he don't have the facts, etc. And a lot of the people who are saying that, I don't have ties to FAMU. We know a different side of this story. This is what everybody else is seeing. Coach Farasi's in Alabama. So
I was
this
in
is
New
what
Mexico
he's
when it
picking up.
first started. I was in New
Right.
Mexico when it first started. I just got here 4 weeks ago.
Right. So this is what he's picking up. This is what he's getting listening to other people's podcasts. This is what Coach is getting reading articles put out there. And we see, especially for those of us who are on the who have a little bit of inside information. I'm gonna go say we're on the inside, but we have a little bit of inside information. We see how this stuff gets spun out of control so fast.
So fast.
And it let's be real, it pisses us off. But we deserve to get talked about because we did this stuff to ourselves. We deserve to get talked about because we've done it to ourselves.
But
Now,
at one point, when did they let
what
it go?
should happen? But
At one
what
point, when they
should
let it go? Because I mean, they still bring it up now.
they got the
still
new
bring it up.
president. They got the new president. They're in the transition of putting this to bed and burying the bodies. So, but my point, because we got to get to our first break because we got a hard out because we got a special guest coming up on the other side of the break, and then Bryan has to go ahead and catch his flight. But my point is, it's bad enough that we've done this stuff to ourselves. Then when we try to get on and have intelligent conversations about it, people take your words and misconstrue or misrepresent your words and take a blip of a sentence that you say and take it all out and turn it all out of whack and use it for their game.
Heard that happen.
We're giving everybody all these clicks and likes and everybody else and everything else.
Yeah.
FAMU. Bryan, did you know FAMU is the #1 HBCU in the nation? Did you know that, Coach Farasi?
I had heard that. I had heard that somewhere.
But
Why?
guess
Because all
what?
the negativity?
No, we are the #1 HBCU in the nation. But thank you. We're not acting like it. We don't act like we're supposed to be on the mountaintop. When we say we brag different, yeah, we brag different. But that comes with a sense of responsibility.
I want to say this before we go.
We have not been taking that. I'm gonna let you get it in before we go. We have not taken that responsibility seriously. And then you add the spotlight of being the defending HBCU champions to all of this. Well, we should be talking about what FAMU did with the golf putting green. We should be talking about the potential increase in enrollment based upon the national championship. There are so many other positive factors we should be talking about as the #1 HBCU. But for 2024, we have been talking about mess and dysfunction. Quick, Coach Norman, before we get out of here, then I'm gonna let Bryan get his parting shot as he had some flight to catch.
I know there's some people in the chat probably still with me, FAMU people. I mean, no disrespect. I love FAMU. It's an HBCU. But from where I'm sitting, as a coach, as / administrator, I've been an AD before. I'm going to say this. You have to agree with me, but there's a whole lot of people that feel like the way I do really think you guys did Tiffany wrong. I really, really do.
Go ahead, man.
Yeah, no. I look. It's like I said. It's always interesting to hear someone's opinions, especially who's not as ingrained in it, and that's the hard part. That's the challenging part when the communication is so off. And so hopefully with Dr. Timothy Beard, he can kind of reset a lot of the communication and the messaging. And I'll tell you what, the biggest thing that's going to help FAMU overall is this upcoming athletic season. Football team being successful is starting this Saturday in Atlanta. And, the positivity that comes with a good FAMU football team and then a good FAMU volleyball team, those kind of things will help to start change the outside negativity that is there, and just remind people of our standing, not only in the SWAC, but among HBCUs. So I'm hopeful, and that's all I can be right now. So.
All right. Well, we
All right.
appreciate you, Bryan.
Travel safe, brother.
Have a good flight.
Yeah, appreciate it. You guys have a good show. Look forward to. I'm gonna try to catch the conversation with the guest. I don't want to give it away because I don't know. Did you say who the guest is? So
No,
I won't give it away.
I was gonna do that on the lead out.
Yeah, I won't give it away. But you got a good guest coming up, and hopefully, hopefully, I see everybody on Wednesday on the ONG Strike Zone, and then of course I look forward to seeing everybody in the A, aka FAMU North. We coming, baby. We coming. Peace out.
Take care, brother.
All right. And with that, we're gonna get out of here. Coach Farasi. You ever heard of perception is reality?
I've heard that.
Apply that to the Raptors. Let's get to break. Coming back from break, we're gonna have the executive director of the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge. He's gonna come in. He's gonna give us some updates. He's gonna talk a little bit HBCU sports, everything that's going on around the MEAC SWAC Challenge. So if you got any questions for John Grant, go ahead and put them in the chats right now. We'll see if we can get them in. We only got them for a limited time, as he's got a big week ahead. They got some event coming up this Saturday. Coach, you heard about it? It's called the MEAC SWAC Challenge at the
I heard that. Is that this
Park
weekend?
Stadium in Atlanta.
Yeah,
bro. That's
wow.
prime time. ABC.
Time flies.
Prime time. Hey, you are watching the BCSN SportsWrap. AD, Coach Farasi sitting in for Bryan. We'll be back in just a moment.
Aloha.
Atlanta, Georgia. The HBCU football capital hosts the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge on August 24th. Florida A&M Rattlers, Norfolk State Spartans. SWAC versus MEAC. The rivalry is real. Come out to Center Park Stadium to see the returning HBCU national champions and two of the best HBCU bands in the land, the Marching 100 and the Spartan Legion. The day starts with a kickoff fan experience tailgate and concludes with a primetime matchup on ABC. For more information, visit MEACSWACChallenge.com.
If you think all pads are exactly the same, think again. This is Always Ultra Thins reinvented with the Always Triple Protection System. This pad wicks gushes 90% faster, absorbs even more so you can feel dry, and locks odors in. Rethink your pad for up to 100% leak-free and odor-free comfort with the totally reinvented Always Ultra Thins. This is always like never before.
The Cuvée Group is a Florida-based marketing and training consulting firm. We help businesses communicate to their target audience and engage them in conversation. We also help to expand their audiences, which will ultimately result in growth for those organizations. In addition to being a certified constant contact specialist, my colleagues and I are also certified in John Maxwell Leadership Principles. We use these proven principles to conduct workshops, training, and private coaching sessions for individuals and companies looking to take things to the next level. Contact us to schedule a free consultation. Issues today, don't delay, call Cuvée.
Nope. Nope.
Come on, him?
Ooh, I like him.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up messages quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent so you can use less.
He's an 8.
He's a 9.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
This is Ryan Fulford. A.D.
We're back here on the BCSN SportsWrap. Before we get started, we want to make sure that we ask everyone to like and to share this podcast.
That like button, please.
And if you want to clip it, you may want to clip this section, because coming to the stage is the man himself, the executive director of the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge, prime time on ABC this upcoming Saturday, where the Norfolk Spartans will take on the defending HBCU national champions, the Florida A&M Rattlers, right there in Atlanta, Georgia. Did I do it justice, Mr. Grant?
You did it justice, AD, as you always do.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you joining us today. First of all, you know, we've got some very knowledgeable fans because Emmett Jones already told us how many tickets that we sold last year to the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge. So the next question that he asked was, do you think we'll get 30 to 40? So what are ticket sales looking like?
Well, that number that he gave was actually for the Celebration Bowl.
Oops. See, Emmett, I trusted you, and you did me wrong.
So the stadium we have for the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge doesn't hold that many. So it caps out at about 24,000. And
okay.
Am I believing we're going to get that? No question in my mind. We're going to get that for sure. And
I'm assuming all the suites have been sold.
All suites are gone. All the suites are sold. Our all-inclusive VIP tickets, which was about 600 of those, have been sold. So we have some tickets left in the 200 level, which is really good for that stadium. When people think 200 in a stadium, they think really high. But because that stadium was a former baseball stadium before it was converted to football, those actual 200 level seats are really prime because they're in the shade. And they have excellent view sight lines. So we do have some of those remaining. The Florida A&M side is sold out. It was a smaller side, but as I tell people, when you're in a game like this, there is no side. We're all in it together. It's going to be an exciting event, and so my point is, get in where you can, where you can.
Speaking of put my Rattler hat on right now, we weren't worried about it because we knew we can go over there to the Norfolk side. We was gonna BOGO out their tickets anyway because we gonna get there. That's Tallahassee North up there in Atlanta. And speaking of, just to say how much relationship Florida A&M has with Atlanta and this man right here, once upon a time with the 100 Black Men, help me out, John.
100 Black Men of Atlanta,
yes, with the 100 Black Men of Atlanta, and we used to play there every year against Tennessee State, which you were a part of that.
In the Atlanta Football Classic, that is correct.
Yes.
We ran that game as well. So I've had a long history of working with Florida A&M. I've been engaged with Florida A&M in terms of athletic directors, going all the way back to Ken Riley. So started working with him and have been involved with everyone since.
And there's been a lot of them since then. So but that's a conversation for a different day. So outside the football game, Mr. Grant, what else is going to be going on that you guys have direct ties with, and is there anything else that the fans may need to know about in relation to the upcoming weekend with the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge?
Well, one thing for us in the games that we do, whether it's the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge or the Cricket Celebration Bowl, community is important, and we are, engaging with the community is one of the key drivers for us. So we're starting the week on Thursday with the high school seminar. We're going to be at Benjamin E. Mays High School, working with the young people there. We're bringing in our partners that are going to talk to them about a number of things, whether it's career opportunities, looking at your future, managing social media, and engaging. We have a panel discussion there, and we'll have about anywhere from about 250 to 300 students involved in that. And then we do donate through our sponsors tickets to those students to participate and come to the game. So we'll have, that's one of the things that we're always committed to. We're partnering with the Atlanta HBCU Alumni Alliance also with on Wednesday night. there's a collaboration with the Atlanta Dream, so people can go to the Atlanta Dream game on Wednesday night. The Atlanta Braves has HBCU night on Thursday at Truist Park. On Friday, we're having a welcome event for our sponsors and invited guests. I know that both Alumni Association are having golf tournaments, and then they're also having events themselves. Norfolk State's having an event at the Omni, and then Omni Hotel downtown Atlanta, and Florida A&M has events at their host hotel and some other offsite events that they're promoting as well. We kick off in a big way on Saturday at the Coca-Cola Fan Experience, starting at 3 o'clock, from 3 until 7. That is going to be an experience that you certainly don't want to miss, with a lot of activations, corporate activations, fan engagement. The both alumni associations have huge activation tents out there. We've got food, we got music. We've got a significant amount of merchandise vendors out there. It's going to be like going to a mall if you're shopping. So it's going to be a really great engagement there. And then we have to top that off as a part of we have two of Atlanta's premier high schools engaging in a band jamboree. That's Southwest DeKalb was going to be taking on Stevenson in a band jamboree, and then immediately following that, we've got the Marching 100 and the Spartan Legion are going to take the stage, and they're going to perform in a 30-minute back and forth band jamboree before going into the stadium. So fans are going to be able to get up close and personal. They're going to be able to engage and support not only our high school bands, but specifically our HBCU marching bands, and in a personal way that we do there. And then the game kicks off in prime time at 7:30 p.m.
All right. And one thing for all those, he's talking about all their merchandise that they have there at the Coca-Cola Fan Experience. Yes, everything that's there is officially licensed. So just want everybody to know that they're going to make sure that everything is officially licensed before those vendors come over there.
That is true.
That's where you want to spend your money.
As a matter of fact, this item I'm wearing here is one of the, you can visit our website now at MEACSWACchallenge.com. We have official merchandise there as well. If you could see the back of this, it really has a nice emblem on the back, and we're partnering with Collegiate Lux on event merchandise and school merchandise. So you not only for MEAC SWAC Challenge, we have that available. I've got some really nice branded Florida A&M MEAC SWAC merch, as well as Norfolk State merch. And if you're not associated with those schools, you can still go to our website, and we've got merchandise for, no matter what HBCU you attended, you can get it there. And we're imploring all of you to wear your paraphernalia to the game, because we want to, when the national cameras pan the stands, that they can see the diversity of our HBCU culture and the representation of all of our HBCUs at this fantastic, what I'll call opening season homecoming game.
So if you don't wear your Greek merch, wear your school merch. Wear some type of merchandise. Go ahead, Coach Farasi. You got a question for Mr. Grant?
I do. Mr. Grant, how you doing, sir?
I'm wonderful, Coach. How are you?
I'm doing well, my friend. Hey, real quick, I hope this is not a foolish question, but how did you or the committee select FAMU and Norfolk State to participate in this game? And is there like a lottery or something like that, where you just pick like two teams, like MEAC, SWAC, you just pick and say, okay, next year is going to be this and this school versus, basically, how do you come up with who's going to play in this game?
Well, this matchup was set back in 2019.
Okay.
So we have our matchups really set all the way out through 2028. So this year is, as you know, Florida A&M and Norfolk State. Next year we have Southern and North Carolina Central meeting up. In 2026, we've got Howard and Alabama A&M. In 2027, we've got Alabama State and South Carolina State. And then and we're finalizing, we got one half of 2028 8, and then we're finalizing the other half of that now. So I don't want to announce those until the matchup is complete. But as you can see, we schedule these games out into the future. So no one knew at the time that Florida A&M was going to be reigning national champions when we put this matchup together. But we felt that, at the time, we look at a number of factors. And when we're looking at these matchups, we look at the fan bases. We look at the distance of travel. We try to do it within at least no more than a 6 or so hour drive, so fans can get in. We look at how strong the fan base is in Atlanta. We also look at things in terms of potential rivalries. So this game with Norfolk State and Florida A&M has obviously a football-based rivalry, but there's also a band-based rivalry in there. You got two of the best bands in the country. A lot of people don't know a lot about the Norfolk State Spartan Legion because they don't travel as much, but they are one of the top bands in the country when you see them perform.
I'm looking forward to checking them out, everything like that. But like I say, with FAMU being the HBCU national champion, I think that's going to bring a lot more publicity to the game. They play good football. I think this is going to be a year for Norfolk to shock a lot of people. I know they're predicted to come in like dead to the last, but I'm telling people they got a good coach, and I got no doubt this year is going to be their year to show people who they really are. I'm looking forward to seeing a good game next week. Really, I am. So, Coach, one of the things that I'm absolutely going to believe, this game is bigger than most people really think about. You've got a new coach at Florida A&M coming in, and he's the defending national champion. There's high expectation with the Rattlers for them to win. You've got a seasoned coach at Norfolk State with a program that's returning. He's returning like 19 players on both sides of the ball. Mm-hmm. So, and no one wants to leave here 0-1. Oh no. So we're going to really see, in my mind, we're going to see a great matchup where these student athletes and these coaches are and I know they're telling their players, we're not coming out of here with an L. And so we're going to see some really good, solid football in this game. In my mind, it's going to be at championship level because both of them need to, not only want to, but they need to come out of here with a great start. And so as fans, I'm excited because the fans are really going to get to see a really great football matchup. And you're also going to get to see a really great halftime show with the Marching 100 and the Spartan Legion. And as a coach, I know you can understand what I just laid out. Oh yeah. I just got one last question, and once again, this may be a foolish question, but are all the games in Atlanta, and if so, why? Yes, you mean for the MEAC SWAC Challenge? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Atlanta is home for that. Now and you asked the question, great question, why? Because Atlanta is the number one travel destination for African Americans. Number 2, it's a major TV market. Number 3, it's easy to get to. Okay. And number 4, when you look at it in terms of, it's almost like in the center of the MEAC and the SWAC territory. So we don't have either a MEAC or SWAC school in Georgia. So it's neutral ground to come in here and we got great facilities. And you know what? Everybody wants to come here. So it makes great sense for ESPN and for the conferences when we really started looking. Because if you recall, this game it started in Birmingham in 2005. Then it moved to Orlando in about 2008. And it was there for a number of years before going campus to campus. Bethune-Cookman in 2016. Bethune-Cookman in 2015. And then it went to Southern in let me get that right again. Bethune-Cookman in 2016, and then Southern in 2017. And we moved it to Atlanta in 2018 to give it a permanent location.
All right. I got this one from the chat that I wanted to see if we get in there. please ask with primetime national broadcast, what are the payouts for the schools in the conference, as much as you can give about that information, Mr. Grant?
Well, the agreements we have with the MEAC SWAC Challenge are agreements with the conference. So, and we do that with the conference, the bowl game, and the kickoff game. So I will tell you, we do provide a very solid payout. I won't get into the numbers. And we also include travel stipends for both the teams and the bands. So the bands, we have travel stipends that cover their expenses. So we feel like that our payout is very competitive with most. But also the biggest part of this for us is that we create the largest stage in college, in HBCU college football. There is no stage bigger for these programs than the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge and the Celebration Bowl. And adding to that, great question for your fan in the chat. Look, this year ESPN is launching as a part of our series of college football, and specifically because of the new agreement we have with the SEC. It's called Saturday Night College Football Live on ABC. And the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge is opening that series, even though we're not an SEC team. We're opening the Saturday Night College Football Live on ABC series, which is huge when you think about in prime time to have these two schools on a stage this large in that TV window.
Want to thank EA for that question. I've got another one from the chat. From the chat here, Mr. Grant. What do the conferences have to do to keep this game on ABC?
Deliver a great product. It's as simple as that. If we are putting competitive product on the field, and we're able to continue to get good solid matchups that people will watch, that's what we have to do. And I think our programs are doing it. I tell you right now, I'm so excited about what I'm seeing across the HBCU landscape, whether it's Division I or Division II. The level of football is being elevated, and you're seeing a lot of some players who are leaving FBS programs coming into our programs because players want two things: they want to play and they want to be seen.
Yes, sir.
This year, there will be more HBCU football games televised, Division I and Division II, than ever before in history. And I want us to absorb that for a moment. More games televised than ever before in history across all the platforms that are televising them, whether it's ESPN, HBCU Go, the NFL Network has a few games. And that is because the content that's there, meaning the quality of play, is being elevated and continues to be of interest to fans, which makes it interesting to the networks.
Yeah. Follow up from them boys who asked that question. He has a follow up. Viewership numbers. What are you looking for the viewership numbers to be like? I guess to make it successful for yourself and for ABC.
Well, let's put it this way: the fact that we're on ABC, this is the second year we were on ABC with this game for the first time last year, and if the numbers weren't there then. And I will tell you, this was the second most in 2021. It was the second most watched game in week 0, and there were 7 games on that day. And we were only it was Notre Dame and Air Force playing over in Ireland, and we were second to that, which tells you that there is interest. And if we didn't have the numbers, we would not have been. It would not have come back this year. But to get it this year. Last year, the game was at 7 p.m. This year, it moved to 7:30 in truly the primetime slot for ABC.
Another question about the broadcast. Who will be in the broadcast team for this game? I'm assuming Jay and Tiffany. Would I be assuming correct?
You're correct. It's Tiffany Green and Jay Harris. I mean Jay Walker.
Jay Walker. Yeah.
Now, see, I'm looking up there. Jay will probably kill me if I hesitate on his name, but yeah.
That's all right. That's all right. Like I said, a lot of good questions coming in from the chat. So, John, one question that I have for you, as a executive director, because I don't want to call you a promoter, because promoters, when you say that around HBCU classics, is that's such a negative connotation when you call somebody a promoter. But as a director, what constitutes a success for you when you go back next week, 2 weeks from now, meet with your stakeholders and everything? For you, what constitutes a success when you do this event or the Cricket Celebration Bowl?
It's a very good question, AD, and we do an evaluation top to bottom after each event. And I like to start by saying we don't put on football games. I'm in the content creation business. And when you're looking at, from our team, is that we're creating content, then we want that content to be experiential. And so we start with surveys of the actual players and to get their feedback. We survey our fans to get their feedback. And then we also do a digest and we look at the numbers, the analytical numbers from the broadcast, percentage of men, percentage of women, household incomes, age, et cetera, what parts of the country are in the regions of the country are watching. We look at racial and ethnic makeups of our viewership. And so what determines a success for us is that kind of feedback that we get from people who immerse themselves in the experience. And so our goal is to constantly make sure that we're innovating in that space, that we're giving people experiences that they don't normally get when they go to other games, or they don't normally watch. So you can watch football games, but when you watch an HBCU game, it's going to be different. So the people that are watching the Florida A&M Norfolk State game, watching it on TV, are going to see a different presentation than if they were watching, the Chick-fil-A, the Aflac kickoff game with Georgia and Clemson. We strategically make the presentation relative to us and the storytelling that we tell about ourselves.
Great. One last one from the chat there, Mr. Grant. EA wants to know, what conference will the refs come from this year?
Refs this year are MEAC.
Okay.
They were SWAC last year.
So for the cricket MEAC SWAC challenge, the referees come from the conference of who's the designated home team. But for the Celebration Bowl, you go with the neutral referees. Am I correct?
That is correct.
Okay. That's something I did not know. That and his comment on that, he thinks he says, "Oh heck, are you doubting that the Rattlers would get a fair shake there, EA?"
Look, at the end of the day, the what we have found in our experience with these games, because if that were the case, Jackson State won last year, then we could say that the refs had something to do with that. But the year before that, Alabama State beat Howard, and the question is, did the refs have anything to do with that? And
the rain show helped. that was the rainy game. I remember that.
The rainy game. So in reality, we have great faith in the integrity and the professionalism of the referees that we have. I mean, they are graded, and people may or may not know that, but referees are graded when they're refereeing games. There are people who are actually sitting in the booth, actually grading them, and their grade determines, where and how the bigger games that they want to get to, whether they get here or not. So just because they're MEAC refs, they've actually chosen the best referees from MEAC core, just like the SWAC will choose the best referees from their core. because they want to get to call the bigger games like this.
And this would be one of those primetime games as an official that you would want to be on.
Absolutely, because if you're calling this game, it's not just, everyone's watching. So if you have career aspirations to moving up, whether it's to FBS or even ultimately you want to be an NFL referee, this is where you're being evaluated. You got to be on stages like this in order to be seen and to see your work and the presentation of your work.
All right. Any closing comments there, Mr. Grant? I know you got a lot going on. You got a lot you got to get done this week. Thank you for taking my phone call yesterday, and thank you for coming on the show today.
Well, I appreciate that, and if you got fans that have a couple of questions, I'll give them a few more minutes, but I'll let you make that call. If not, certainly we can close it here.
Yeah, go ahead. Last minute questions that you have for Mr. Grant while we have him here, and no hookups, y'all. No hookups. Don't even put that one in the chat, everybody. I love it, Mr. Grant. So, obviously, you've talked to both these coaches. What are you gauging from these coaches as far as their outlook and their excitement about this game here, Mr. Grant?
And that's a very good question, AD. And we did have a press conference here earlier in July, but I've had conversations with both of them since then as we're doing all the prep work for their team. Both of them are extremely excited. Both of them recognize the gravitas of the moment. Both of them recognize that they are leading their institutions in the opening, not just of HBCU football, but the opening of the college football season in week 0. And that they also recognize that there's in terms of in week 0 and in this game, this is the only game on ABC in prime time. Now there is a 7:00 game that's really it's in Central, but it's really 6:00, which is the FCS kickoff on ESPN. But
North Alabama, Southeast Missouri.
That's correct. But being in prime time, they recognize this moment. That's why I said earlier, I think you're going to see both of them who are probably right now. What time is it on 7:00 on Sunday? They may be practicing as we speak. But I can tell you without question that they both are ready for the moment. They both are excited for it, and they both are coming in here with the intentions to win.
Here's an important question. With the telecast, show the band's performance that you mentioned, the telecast is heard towards demographics. And we know when the different networks have to deal with HBCUs, that's normally the time that on a normal football game, you send it back to the studio, you get your halftime updates and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But with an HBCU game, that's part of the entertainment is halftime, the bands, the dancing girls, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, and I know in the past, sometimes it has been shown on like ESPN3 to halftime while they still do all the studio stuff and run all the commercials so they can pay the bills. So what's going to happen with this particular game, Mr. Grant?
Okay, and that's a good question. I want to thank EA for asking it. A big part of showing halftime shows is the fact that we can get the playlist of the bands in time to clear the music. We have to clear the music in order to be able to show it on network television. We do show the halftime show in its entirety on, you can go to the ESPN app and you can see the halftime show entirety because we don't have to get it cleared if it's being streamed. So we are working with our bands, and we continue to do this to make sure they can get us their playlist in time to clear it. It is a mindset change for many band directors, and they're getting a little bit better. So you're going to see in our halftime in studio, we don't want to go to studio for this game, the reason when you see us go to studio is because we haven't received the playlist in time to clear all the music. So we will show what's been cleared, and then we cut to studio in between in those places where the music hasn't been cleared, that we haven't had time to do that. But the entire show, regardless of clearance, you can go to your ESPN app and see the whole show in its entirety.
All right. Another question. Is there any plans bringing it to a different stadium? I don't want to say real stadium because that is a real stadium. That is a nice stadium if you've never been in there, J-Mac, even though it's a converted baseball stadium.
I'd like to ask J-Mac to put in the chat whether he's been in that stadium or not. Because that is that's a magnificent stadium that Georgia State has. Remember, it was a former professional baseball stadium. Prior to that, it was the Olympic Stadium for the Olympic Games. So it has tremendous amenities. Egress is wonderful in and out. The seating, all the seating have seat backs on them. So every seat is a comfortable seat. And so, yes, we have no intentions at this point of moving it. And the reason I will say this too, this number one, it's a great stadium. Number two, we're not going to Mercedes-Benz Stadium because that is the site of the championship. And if you want to get into Mercedes-Benz, you need to win your conference championship to be in the Cricket Celebration Bowl.
Gotcha. All right, now, Mr. Grant, you got two of the best bands in the nation gonna be battling out. They're gonna start in the parking lot, then they're gonna battle out on the field. I'm hoping they do. Do you think that these two band directors will send in this performance into the Band of the Year contest? And if so, will this, who wins that halftime battle, have any influence in the rankings when the Band of the Year rankings come out?
Well, that's a very good question, because when you say win this halftime performance, that's generally a subjective preference for fans.
I'm under Dr. Cavill school right there. It's a competition. Somebody got to win. Somebody got to lose. Dr. Cavill has ruined me.
Well, the question becomes in terms of when, the band directors have the opportunity to submit into the committee the performances that they want to have evaluated. If those bands submit this performance into the committee, then it will be a part of their evaluation and ranking. If they choose not to, we don't make them do that, then it won't be. As it relates to their Band of the Year, their goals for that. This is my person. I'm not a band person, but I'm just speaking from just my thought. It's the first performance of these bands. If I'm a band director, would I want to submit this performance based on all the technical aspects upon which they're judged? I probably wouldn't, because it's my first performance. I'd probably wait until I have a couple of performances under my belt and I've been able to, to sharpen my band's show before I submit a show to the committee. That's my personal preference. I'm not saying what the band directors will do. That's just me evaluating, because once you submit it and it's evaluated and that committee looks at it, you can't necessarily take it back. So that's long answer to your question, but that's my view.
In other words, that's that don't hit send scenario when you type in that email. Don't hit send until you're sure, till you proofread it.
Correct. And until you got a couple of shows and they get to look at it and say that, okay, I'm going to submit this one. We don't go in and pull it arbitrarily. The band director has that discretion. Here is the show I want you to evaluate. All right. And that's what makes the Band of the Year competition really a strong one and viable one, because the band directors select what they want the judges to adjudicate.
Yeah. Speaking of the Band of the Year contest, and I know we fast forward into December when they talk about the Band of the Year contest. Has there, what kind of evaluation or feedback did you get from last year? And will there be any adjustments based upon? I mean, it was the first time doing it. Obviously, there's always some type of adjustments, even if it's for just improvement only. But what type of adjustments could we as fans expect to see in the Band of the Year competition and process this year?
So to answer your question, yes. Last year we were really focused on because it has to be produced for TV. If we can't produce it for television, then the value of the event itself diminishes. So for us, it was important to see, because nothing like this had ever been done before, can the production crew produce a show out of this that is sort of kind of for television and for fans? And the answer came back from that as a resounding yes, which gave us the opportunity to go to year 2. So we did have great conversation with the 4 bands that participated and got their feedback. So fans can look at certain some adjustments that we're going to make. For instance, we're going to this year put all the fans on one side of the field, so that the bands will be playing to one side, and they'll, if we sell out one level, we'll just continue to go up that way. We're gonna, some of the things that's what's relevant for fans. The ticket pricing, we're gonna adjust a little bit to make it a little bit more fan friendly as well, especially in the economy that we're in. And then the other things that we're doing are really just designed for the bands themselves. It won't necessarily be as much fan facing, but we are also going to publish the rubrics, so that fans will be able to know what the bands are being judged on.
All right. Did you have a last one that you wanted to get into, Farasi, before we let Mr. Grant go?
Mr. Grant, thank you for what you do for HBCUs, and I'm looking forward to seeing a good game this weekend.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You did, Lawrence. I want to answer a question I saw Lawrence put in the chat about. And to answer your question, are we going to add one thing? And he raised this, and I failed to mention it because it's an important point. And that is, we are going to have a person in the booth with Jay and Tiffany. They called the Band of the Year event last year. That's going to be sort of like a color analyst for marching bands, that will be an expert to describe to fans what they're seeing.
Here's another one. Will it be easier for the average fan to tell who won?
Yes, because I think the fans will be able to, at least because we're putting out the rubrics. Our idea also is to educate fans, educate them on because the average fan, we see a band perform, and we're not really looking at all the technical aspects of that band's performance. We listen to the sound, but we aren't looking to see the precision. We're not looking to see the synchronization. We're not necessarily looking to evaluate the sound, the musicality, the originality of their performance. But those are some of the things, and there are a few others that the judges who are professionals in the band world are assessing and evaluating. So if a unit gets out of step, they can see that, and they judge it accordingly.
All right. Well, any final statements, Mr. Grant? Because we appreciate your time, and I don't mind going over my break when it comes to you.
Well, I just want to thank you guys. I want to thank BCSN. You guys have been great supporters and telling the story of what we are attempting to do. You and many others like your organization have been keeping the lights on and focusing the light when no one else was looking. And so my hat's off to you. And thank you all for having us here. I want to thank your fans and your viewers. Those that ask questions is very much appreciated. But this year, let me say as I close, we're sitting on a gold mine right now in our HBCU space. And oftentimes we focus on the things that we consider that are wrong and we don't talk about enough about what is right. I'm not one to talk about our schools struggling, because look, our schools have always, from the time they were founded, been under-resourced. But guess what? We have always over-delivered when we're educating our people. And so right now, we have a great moment to tell the stories that we want to tell them in the way we want them told. And, our kids are coming home. Let me just say it that way. If we continue to do what we do, not all of them, and we don't expect that, but we do expect that people are going to take and recognize the power and the value of historically Black colleges and universities, and are going to make historically Black colleges and universities their schools of choice. And I'll close it there. Is there a mic that I can drop with that?
Hey, I'll just throw mine down. But then I can't do the lead out. John Grant, one last thing. Go ahead and give out that website again, where everybody can get those last minute tickets, because we know how we are. There's plenty of us who still haven't gotten our ticket. There's plenty of us who still haven't gotten a hotel that hope that our brother, cousin, sister, auntie, uncle, or whoever in Atlanta got a couch that we can sleep on. We all know that it's just how we operate. So go ahead and give out the important information. Give out the websites so that people can go get those last minute tickets.
Thank you. People can visit MEACSWACchallenge.com. MEAC, MEAC, SWAC, challenge.com for tickets and information. And if you can make the game, certainly do so. If you can't, please watch it. If you're busy and you can't really watch it at the time, turn your television on anyway. As you go out and run your errands. And the beautiful thing is the game will also be simulcast on ESPN.com. So you can always, have your mobile device and watch the game no matter where you are. So being there in person is important. Watching it is just as important. And so if you can't do it, tell your friends. If you're in a different part of the country that you can't make it, have a watch party. Get your friends together. Just like you would for the Super Bowl, and have a party. But either way, attend or watch. ABC, Saturday night, 7:30 p.m., August the 24th. MEACSWACchallenge.com for tickets and other information.
If y'all gonna have a watch party, make sure everybody at least turn it on their phone while y'all watching on the 75-inch, because we need those ratings. We need the ratings from each one of y'all at the watch party. Plus on the big screen. Thank you so much for having me, AD and Coach. All right. No problem. Thank you. That's John Grant, Executive Director of the BCSN SWAC Challenge. Don't meet me in Atlanta, beat me to Atlanta, as we'll see you there on this weekend, primetime live on ABC. We thank you, my brother. Thank you so much for having me. And with that, we're getting ready to go to break. But hey, Farasi, I got something I need to tell you, man. Talk to me. Bryan gone, and he left me with the keys to the ship. So, everybody else done released a top 10, top 5 polls and everything. Mm-hmm. I'm not supposed to release this. So I done already ran the numbers through the computer. So it's time. I think I got the BCSN projections, and I think we're gonna sneak them out and tease them out, Coach, before we go to this break. And when we come back from break, tell me what you think about it. I want to hear what y'all think about this in the chat. Also, so go ahead, get your pen, get your paper. You're gonna see teams number 10 through 6 as we get ready to go into this break, and I get your comments on the other side of it. Farasi, you are watching the BCSN SportsWrap. AD piloting the ship today. Coach Farasi sitting in the co-pilot's chair. We'll be right back after this message. All right, y'all. Now it's time for the top 5. Remember, once again, these are computer projections. We have ran the numbers. Now let's see what they look like. Coming in at number 5, the Southern Jaguars. All right, y'all. Now it's time for the top 5. Remember, once again, these are computer projections. We have ran the numbers. Now let's see what they look like. Coming in at number 5, the Southern Jaguars. They are coached by first-year head coach Terrence Graves. Last season, they were 6-5, 5-3 in the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and a projected finish with 535 points. Coming in at number 4, the defending MEAC champion Howard Bison, coached by Larry Scott. They were 6-6 last year, finished 4-1, and are projected to finish with 590 points. Coming in at number 3, the North Carolina Central Eagles. The Eagles made the FCS playoffs last year. They are coached by Trey Oliver. They finished 5-3, 4-1 in the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, and projected to finish with 612 points. Coming in at number 2 in his second season, Coach T.C. Taylor brings in the Jackson State Tigers. Last season, they finished 7-4, 5-3 in the Southwestern Athletic Conference, looking to bring home 646 points. And the defending champions, Florida A&M University Rattlers, under first-year head coach James Colsey, came in 12-1 last year, 8-0 in the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and projected to finish with 667 points.
Live from Atlanta, Georgia, the HBCU football capital hosts the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge on August 24th. Defending HBCU national champion Florida A&M Rattlers versus the Norfolk State Spartans. For more information, visit MEACSWACChallenge.com.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
All right, Coach Norman, we're back here. They're going off in the chat about those projections. I played the wrong video, so I did not do 6 through 10. So I'm gonna give 6 through 10 verbally, and then I'll go back over that top 5. And Coach Norman, just give me your thoughts on this. Coming in at number 10, 553 points is going to be South Carolina State. Coming in at number 9 is going to be Tennessee State, 667 points. Coming in at number 8, Morgan State, 582 points. Coming in at number 7, Alcorn State. Let me start that over. I'm reading these numbers wrong. South Carolina State, 453. Tennessee State, 467. Morgan State, 482. Alcorn State, 483. And Alabama State, 492. That's your numbers 6 through 10. So, Coach Norman, we'll just start right there. You know, and let me get the disclaimer. These are computer rankings. No one, Coach Norman didn't vote. I didn't vote. Bryan didn't vote. No one voted on these teams. And what we did for this preseason ranking, we took the predicted score of every game for every team and inputted it in to see what the computers say that these teams will be at the end of the season. If a team's going to be 10-2, they're going to be 6-6, whatever that is, we put that in as their record as we put these numbers in to see where these teams were going to be. So going over that bottom 5 right there, South Carolina in reverse order: South Carolina State, Tennessee State, Morgan State, Alcorn State, Alabama State. Talk to me, Coach. What you think about any of those teams?
Oh, from what I know from last year, that sounds about the only team I would probably question would be Tennessee State. How did they get there? You know, I know Eddie George doing a good job with his program. He's building from the ground up. He's playing big schools, bringing in money because I know he wants to build his brand new athletic facility, everything like that. But they're probably the only one that I would say, how did they get there? Everyone else, I can kind of see how they got there. I know some people are probably going to question Alabama State because they're predicted to win their division in the SWAC and compete for the Celebration Bowl. We'll see soon what's going to happen over there. But I have no problem with that order there. The only thing I'm thinking, I would just put a question mark by Tennessee State, and I would just say, how did they get there? Other than that, it sounds pretty good to me.
Okay, if you're questioning Tennessee State, which team outside of the top 10 would you put in there? And I'll give you the next couple of teams. Grambling finished 11. Alabama A&M finished 12. A&T was 13. Hampton 14, and Prairie View 15. Of those, which of those teams would you move in Tennessee State's place?
I would go Prairie View. Bubba McDowell's doing a good job with his program. Them guys are down there. They're fighting hard. They get a good crowd. Every year for that, well, what's he going on? Year 3 as a head coach, year 4. Every year it always comes down to like that last second of the game where they fold. Who knows why? Hopefully Bubba's getting that together. But I would go Prairie View over Tennessee State just because, I mean, they've got a good team and they're fighting hard. I mean, some of them games that Tennessee State playing, they're not even close, brother. I mean, they've been some blowouts over there. So maybe Eddie knows something this year, or maybe somebody over there voting knows something we don't know, or the computer knows something we don't know. But if they would say who you replace, I'd go Prairie View over Tennessee State.
Yeah. The one that I found that was interesting was Alabama State. Alabama State, the people in the SWAC had them predicted to win the SWAC East. But the computers had them finishing 4-4 in SWAC play this year. And 2-2 outside of SWAC play for overall 6-6 record. That's what I found interesting as we ran the algorithms to see who these teams were going to be. So let's do this top 5 because some people really got some questions about number 5, and that being the Southern Jaguars coming in at number 5 with 535 points. Howard, the defending BCSN champions, coming in number 4, 590 points. North Carolina Central, who was a playoff team last year, FCS playoff team, comes in at number 3 with 612 points. Another shocker when we ran those numbers and I looked at the numbers was Jackson State coming in at number 2, 645 points, and Florida A&M Rattlers coming in first place, predicted to finish number 1 with 667 points. Talk to me about that top 5 there, Coach.
1 and 2 sound good to me. TC Taylor's got like 85% of last year's team coming back. Hopefully he got better from year 1 to year 2, which I think he did a good job his first year taking over for Dion. So that was something there. Of course, FAM should be number 1. They're defending champions. My question once again is Southern. What Southern do last year? They were struggling. They let Dooley go. I still don't know why. I think Dooley's a good coach. I don't know the brother, but I think he's a good coach. They let him go. They put in Terrence Graves. They gave Terrence a job. But there was a lot of turmoil going on over there. So how they get to be 5?
Southern finished 6-5 last year, was 5-3 in the West. And if you remember, Southern had a chance coming down the stretch to win the West, even with Dooley being let go with 2-3 weeks left in the season. And speaking of Southern, and looking at the numbers for Southern, because everybody's wondering what the prediction is for Southern. Southern is predicted to go. This is the computer. This is not Drew. This is not Brian.
I got you.
This is not Coach Farasi. I want to tell everybody this now. The computer has Southern going 7-1. Southern is favored right now preseason in 7 of their 8 conference games. That lone loss that the computer has to Southern is to the defending champions, Florida A&M.
Wow.
The computer has them winning every additional game.
Man, I mean, I don't know. I'll have to do some homework on Southern. I know they lost a lot. Hopefully they probably had a good recruiting year. I know Graves hired some good coaches, things of that sort like that. But 7-1, man, HBCU football is tougher than that to go 7-1. Hey,
7-1 in conference. They had computer has Southern going 8-4 overall. Only picking up 1 win outside of the SWAC.
I don't know. We have to wait to see that one, brother. But once again, at number 5, I would just put a question mark by that one. Everything else sounds good to me, especially 1 and 2. The other 2 are fine, but I would question the Southern. But that's why we play the game, AD. We about to see.
And I'm gonna tell you also what's interesting. The computer also has Jackson State going 7-1. Guess who that 1 losses to?
The guys down in Tallahassee.
Hey, you got that correct.
I can see that one. Once again, anytime
let me throw this. And for those who don't remember, the Southern Jackson State game is a non-conference game this season, even though they match up. That's why there's only 1 loss in conference for those 2 teams, because normally somebody would get their second loss because they play each other. But go ahead, Coach. Sorry to cut you off.
No, it's okay. I say I can see where they get the 7-1 from Jackson. I don't see where they get from Southern. The reason why I say Jackson is because I was watching the show the other day and I seen TC Taylor. It was the Johnny Cole show. Shout out to Johnny Cole. He was saying that he had 85% of his team. He was saying, I didn't know what I had coming back until senior day. When he looked at his right-hand man, he said, wow, we got all this coming back. And then they brought in some crew. So I can see the 7-1 with them. That game with FAMU is always a good one. It's going to be a tough one. Not going to say who's going to win because I don't know. We'll wait to see. But I can see where they're getting the 7-1 from them. I don't see the 7-1 from Southern. But once again, like I just said, that's why we play the game called football.
Computer has Jackson State going 10-2 overall. Also, with a 10-2 record overall, the computer has the Florida A&M Rattlers going 10-2, with those 2 losses being to their FCS opponents, that being Troy and that being Miami. And the computer has FAMU going a perfect 8-0 inside the conference. Now, we just spent enough time talking about the SWAC opponents. We got to give the MEAC some love too, Coach. We want to make sure that we're independent show.
I love them all.
We don't have the SWAC vibe. So, Howard Central, both going 4-1. But the computer has Howard beating Central.
Man.
Once again. Yes, computer has Howard beating Central once again. Overall, the Bison are set to go 9-3 according to the computers. North Carolina Central 7-4.
It's hard to beat someone 2 years in a row. I know that North Carolina Central, they got a really good football coach. don't know what they got coming back. But I saw that brother the other day too on the Johnny Cole show, and he was talking about his team, and you could just see the glitter in his eyes and hearing it in his voice. He couldn't wait to take the field. So nothing against Howard. I know they're doing a good job over there, but to beat them 2 years in a row, we have to wait and see that one, because I'm like, wow. I think it's going to be a good game. It's probably going to be one of the better games of Black college football this year. So I want to see that one.
Yeah. Let's see. Them boys asked, did the computer generate the scores? Yes, the computer did. The computer did generate the scores that we use to input into the model. So this is not, once again, this is not Drew thinking 28-24 is going to be the score. This is what the computer has said based on the data that's out there. Now, the one thing that the computer can't tell you about right now, Coach Norman, is what these transfers going to do. Who going to get hurt?
Well, my question is, I don't know how you feel about this from being a family guy, but who's going to be your quarterback? You got 6 of them. I looked at the roster the other day. You got 6 of them, 6 quarterbacks. Who's going to be the man?
I'm glad you asked that question, but I'm going to take that question and spin it even further. You realize probably week 2, week 3, we could have in the SWAC, you could have 12 people under center by week 3 who were not under center last year and had no significant playing time for their institution last year.
True.
Same thing with the MEAC, y'all. Hampton right now is probably the only school with Chris Zealous where it seems like the quarterback position is solidified.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of new quarterbacks out there this year.
Yeah, and we're about to get into the game, but Southbound 3000 throws this nugget out here that, according to his source, that the Grambling State starting quarterback is suspended for the first 4 games.
He said Norfolk State, brother. Norfolk State.
Yeah, so I meant Norfolk State. I meant to say Norfolk State. Report from HBCU Game Day. And I know the guys over HBCU Game Day going to do their homework before they put a report out there like that. Talk to me about that, Coach Norman.
If that's the same guy that I saw last year play, I saw them play one game last year, and he was real. He was athletic. He could throw. He could run.
Preseason player of the year.
Hey, man. And they had 2 good big backs like that. They were like Jerome Bettis to me. They're not Jerome Bettis, but they were big backs. They could move. They had a little vision to them. They could run. But if that quarterback, if he's missing the first 4, it's going to be some problems, because I don't know who you're going to replace that kid with, because he's real. Not saying that they don't have another one, but I'm saying to top him from what I saw, man, first 4 games, oh my God. Wow. It's going to be some problems over it. And I'm telling everybody it's going to be Odom's year. Without him, scratch your head.
Let's put your coaching. Now I need you to put your coaching hat on. You get some news like this, that your starting quarterback is going to be out the first 4 games. Be it due to suspension, or be it due to injury, preseason injury. Your quarterback is gone for 4 weeks. What does that do for you as a coach? How do you have to pivot? And when he is eligible to come back, be it off of rehab or be it off of suspension, what do you do in that situation, especially if the replacement is doing a adequate job?
You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Did you hear the question?
Yes, sir, I did. First thing you do, you don't panic. Hold on a second.
As Coach lost his connection, we'll wait on Coach to come back in just a second. And Lawrence steps in. NCAA suspended Otto Coons, not Norfolk State. So we don't know. I'm just putting up what you guys have there in the chats. So we will take it. And here we go. More quarterback news. Heard the FAMU quarterback. You know, I know they do have 6 in the quarterback room. Don't know who the starter is going to be. We should find that out early this week, who the starter is going to be there at Florida A&M University this week. I tell you what, while we wait on Coach to get back in, we're gonna give him an opportunity. We're gonna come back with this conversation. We're gonna get into the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge, along with the Hawaii, Delaware State. Yeah, there's another game going on next Saturday too. You're watching the BCSN SportsWrap. AD, Brian's out on assignment. Coach Farasi had to step away for a moment. We will be back in just a moment.
Hey, grab me one too. This is Brian Fulford. A.D. Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN SportsWrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN SportsWrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
Choice Hotels is a family of brands that helps you get the most for your money so you can be any traveler you want to be.
You could be a free hot breakfast hero at a comfort hotel.
Yes!
That's how you waffle.
Mr. This script got a plot twist at a Radisson hotel.
A business big leaguer.
Go for key.
Even the ultimate pool float inflator.
With 22 brands and the best value for your money, Choice Hotels has a stay for any you. Book direct at choicehotels.com, where travels come true.
Gotta get the corners.
You're looking for the latest information on Southern University sports, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and HBCU athletics. There's only one place to go. Tune in to the Carlos Brown Show, exclusively on the Black College Sports Network.
We're back here on the BCSN SportsWrap. Coach Norman got his technical difficulties handled.
Hey, speaking of the quarterback being gone for 4 weeks, that happens remember that happened to us this time last year, the same thing, like, wow, okay. So I guess that's a yearly thing, so we got to skip the next day and get it back right, but I appreciate you helping me get back right. I apologize to the people in the chat room. Now, to pick up where you left off, Drew, as a coach,
all right.
No, you do not panic because you rep 3 or 4 quarterbacks every practice. Okay, you don't just focus on one guy. This ain't the NFL. You make sure you get your 2s, your 3s, and possible 4s, some reps in there in case something like this goes on. Now that kid is special. He's head and shoulders. I don't know what else they got, but he's special. I've seen him play. So your next guy or 2 may not be as good as him. So you play both of them to try to equal out what's going on over there. Hopefully they're good enough to give you a split, which is a 2-2 when it's gone. When he comes back, you make sure he's healthy, he's strong. You give him a good practice, probably like on that Wednesday. Make sure it's a full go. Get him hit because he probably ain't been hit in 4 weeks. Make sure he can do what he can do. If he's ready, you put him in there because the name of the game is W's.
All right. And J Max already making his prediction on who he thinks will start at Florida A&M, and he thinks it's going to be Junior Muratovich, who's in his 4th season at Florida A&M, and I believe he still will have 1 additional year of eligibility left. And then you've got the grad transfer, Daniel Richardson, coming in as they are the top 2 quarterbacks in camp right now. Probably going to be one of those 2. So, coach,
quick question:
quarterback.
Is that Maritovich guy? Is he the one? Was he the one that was the backup to Musa?
Yeah.
For the last couple of years?
Baratovich was Musa. Yes, Baratovich was
him
Musa.
and the kid that
And he
transferred in
did
from
get
FAU.
1 start. Yeah, he did get 1 start last year. That was the Lincoln of California game when they set Busa in that particular game last year.
Okay, so it's either him or the kid that transferred in from FAU. They're the 2 top guys going right now.
Yes, and
Okay.
from what I'm getting is 1A and 1AA. They are apparently that close.
Okay, yeah, I know that Cozy said he wasn't going to platoon him, so he's probably going to wait till the day of the game to announce who he's going to go with. But me, I think we had this conversation before. I would go with Maritovich only because he's been in my program. Cozy's been there as a DC. He's been there. He's been a backup. He knows his plays. He knows the offense. Offense didn't change, so he knows everything. He's been out of trouble. He's been a good student. So you owe this young man, I'm going to say at least the first quarter. Now, I'm not going to give him the whole game because it probably could get out of hand. But just to say, hey, thank you for what you've done for us for the last 4 years of just being a good quality backup. He'll get the first quarter. I'm going to throw 3 or 4 balls. I'm going to run the ball, try to keep it close. At the end of that first quarter, I see what it looks like. I go with my other guy. And then by halftime, I say, okay, this is who I'm going to go with. But you got to get a guy who transferred in an opportunity because he came here for a reason. And then you got to get a guy that's been there for 4 years as a backup. Now he's ready to go. You just got to give him some loyalty reps is what I call them. Loyalty reps don't hurt you, okay? Let me get this straight right now. People don't. Loyalty reps are just like, hey, this kid has done everything right by us as a university. He deserves these first quarter reps. Now that's me. We're going to find out what happens. But, you know, hey, I'm still in awe that quarterback's gone for 4 weeks. I did not see that one coming. But once again, don't panic because you should be repping 3 or 4 quarterbacks every practice. So, yeah, he's special. Yeah. He's the starter. He's QB1. But 2, 3, and 4 should have enough reps that they can get you through the first 4 games, even if it's a split at 2 and 2. And once he's healthy and strong, I give him a good practice, probably like on a Wednesday. Let him get hit. So see if he can get up and do what he can do. Then I put him back in there because he's the one who can make it happen.
Yeah, he did send a correction. He was talking about Cameron Sapp, who transferred from FAMU to Norfolk, was going to potentially be out the first 4 games.
Oh, so the quarterback's playing?
Apparently.
Oh, hey, FAMU, get your defense ready. That boy's real.
Yeah, and here's the one knock on Cameron Richardson. He's under 6 feet tall. Apparently, he's under 6 feet tall. So, and FAMU, from what I have been able to ascertain, has a good size line. You know, they've got those type of linemen that you like to see, Coach Norman, 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", 3+.
Shout out to the OL
line. And for a 5'10" quarterback, that could be kind of tough. Getting those passing lanes when you got to throw around and through. But then that's where you, as an offensive coordinator, have to be creative. You've got to get your rollouts. You've got to get your sprint outs. A few other things to move the pocket to give Richardson a clean throwing pocket.
Keep him in the shotgun. You're right. Roll out left, right. Keep him in the shotgun and let him go to work. You know, it's a reason why he played Division I-A football. Some of the best quarterbacks I've ever played have been 5'10". Warren Moon was not over 6 feet. Joe Montana was not very 6 feet. Russell Wilson was not 6 feet. Michael Vick was not 6 feet. I mean, those are just guys I'm thinking of right now. You know, and they did a great job at the highest level. So you don't have to be 6'4", 6'5". I'm not going to discredit that brother. But once again, I'm going with, how do you say, Maritovich, whatever that one kid is, the one that's been there, that's the guy I would go with first. Yeah, me and Coach Norman. He gets the first quarter reps is what he gets. And then after that, I go with Richardson. And then at halftime, I say, okay, who can get me through the game moving forward? But yeah, I definitely would give that kid a shot because he's been there for 4 years. I didn't know I thought he transferred in from a Juke. He's been there 4 years?
Yeah, he's been there since day one.
He came in as a freshman.
Yeah, and I believe that first year was one of those COVID years. So we still got COVID babies.
Oh,
And
hold on.
Demetra off.
See this?
I know
Drew?
Demetra Alford has the correction to my correction. So the quarterback is out, Norman.
Oh, hey. Yeah. Once again, that's why you rep 2, 3, and 4. Because if that kid is gone for 4 games, yeah, it's going them first 4 games. You can't panic as a head coach. You just take a deep breath and look at those guys and say, come on, fellas, I need you. I need you. And you get, like say, try to get a split so he can come back, but he's gone for the first 4.
All right, coach. You open up Saturday. And let's be real. There's a lot riding on this game for both institutions. And John Grant mentioned it. We'll start off with the defending champions. You've got a brand new head coach, first time coaching in college. Has coached in Canada. First time being a head coach in college. Was promoted to head coach, despite everything that went on around it. He was promoted to head coach. That was petty. I know I shouldn't have said it like that.
Yeah. Go ahead, buddy.
But you got the key. You got the keys to the Porsche, and you're coming in. Expectations are high. We know everything that's going on around that FAMU program that has been out of his control this year with the institution, from the tornadoes to everything else that has happened at FAMU. Can't afford to lose this game. FAMU needs this W. You've got Norfolk State. And plenty of people have said it in here. This is a must-win season for Dawson Odums. Heck,
Man,
you got Virginia. You got Virginia State coming up after you finish with Florida A&M. And let me pull up my schedule. Norfolk State's first 4 games. Florida A&M, East Carolina, Virginia State, Hampton.
Jesus.
So can't afford to give this one away.
God.
Talk to me, coach. Talk to me. Break this game down. And give us a couple of key factors, because we know the stakes are high for both of these teams.
Okay, let's go for the defending national champions. Not to cut you off, my fault. Let's go to the defending national champions. Cozy's been there. He was the D coordinator, had one of the better defenses in HBCU football.
Wasn't coordinator. He was defensive staff. Defensive staff, wasn't the coordinator. Spit Rock was coordinator.
He knows the team. What I'm trying to say is he knows the team. Offense, defense, special team. He knows the team.
Correct.
He knows the guys around him. He has to block out whatever's been going on. It's got nothing to do with him. It's got nothing to do with his team. He's got to focus on what's the task at hand, which is this Saturday. No matter if that quarterback's hurt or not, because you don't know who 2, 3, and 4 is. They possibly could be better than number 1. You don't know. You got to get that team ready to play. Okay? You got to find you a quarterback or 2. If the Maritovic, I know I'm saying his ring wrong, but Maritovic and Richardson, if they're 1-2, you got to get them ready to play. Who's coaching offense, who's coaching quarterback, you got to say, hey, I got to get these guys ready to play. As a head coach, you got to quiz them. You bring them into your office. First play of the game, what we doing? Second play of the game, what we doing? Okay, I don't know their formation, so I'm just going to say my stuff. I'm going to say gun, back, eagle, right, left, over. What we got? They're in the 34. Okay, next play, double tight Ida. We're at the 5-yard line. What we got? Okay, you got to have this going from your quarterback, and you got to feel confident this guy knows what he's doing. Defensively, you look over there, you got 20, 30 big, strong guy. They can run sideline to sideline. They can hit. You're pretty comfortable. You got to check your kicking game. Need points. Can we kick? I ain't talking about 25, 35. Can we get a 50, 52? It's going to come to a point where we need to kick some field goals. We need this game, okay? We need this game. So that's how you get your team ready. Oh, and all that other stuff that we talked about earlier, what's been going on at FAMU, you got to block that out. You just have to. You have to block that out and focus on the task at hand. The task at hand is the MEAC SWAC Challenge, Saturday, 7:30, Atlanta, Georgia. That's all. That matters right there.
Now
Switch it
let's
over.
go to
Switch it over
the roads
to Norfolk
area.
State. Norfolk State, once again, Dawson Odom, he's a good coach. I'm gonna say it out loud. I still don't know why Southern got rid of him, but hey, it is what it is. He's where he's at now. He knows this is his year. He knows this. He knows this. His family knows this. Alumni knows this. Everybody knows, Dawson, this is your year. Now his quarterback's gone. He's an experienced guy. He's a veteran. He ain't a first-year guy. So he's not panicking, but he's probably a little sweating. There's a difference in case you don't know. He's not panicking like, but you got a little beat on your sweat because you need this kid, especially what you just told me in the first 4 games. You need this kid, but he's not here. So now you look at 2, 3, and 4, and you say, okay, I got to platoon these 2, and I got to get you some reps. We may see a 3-headed monster over those 4 games. You got to do what you can do. You got to do what you can do to get you, like I said, you got to get a split. You can't go 0-4. You go 0-4, you pretty much sealed your fate. You pretty much sealed your fate. You got to get a split. You got to get a split. You know, and then when that kid can come back, once again, make sure he's healthy, make sure he's strong, put him in a good practice. If he's ready to go, you put him out there week 5. But them first 4 games, you got to go with 2, 3, and 4. Do them other quarter. You got to rep them up. I can't get more reps than Drew. Drew can't get no more reps than me. Brian can't get all the reps. I'm just using us 3 because I don't know their names, okay? But you got to get them all reps. You got to get them ready to go. Then you got to look at your defense. So we got to hit somebody. We got to hit somebody. Hey, look at me, fellas. We got to hit somebody. And anybody in the opposite color jersey is called the enemy, and the enemy deserves no mercy. We got to hit somebody. And then once again, got to check your kicking game. Okay, got to check your kicking game. Can we kick some 42s, 52s? We need some points. These first 4 games are critical until O'Boy comes back. And even when he comes back, it's still critical because you don't know who's doing what, who's saying what. 2 and 2 may not be good enough. So now you got to keep getting some W's.
And what auto coons will we walking into? VMI, Central, Sacred Heart, Townsend, and that's all before the bye.
That's Norfolk State?
Yes. That's the next 4 games after the pair of 4 games. VMI, Central, North Carolina Central, which is a conference game. Sacred Heart and Townsend. Then you go into your bye week. Your first bye week.
So you need him to come back because this could get ugly quick without even trying to put the brakes on, and the brakes may not even be working. You know, hey, that's a brutal schedule right there.
Yes.
Who did that to that brother? Wow. In year 4, in the year that he needs, he needs this year, and I'm cheering for him. You know, I'm saying, hey, this is gonna be his year. People are saying no, it's not. I'm saying no, he's a good coach. Watch, but after what you just told me, the starter's gone, and those first 6, oh gosh. Hey, I need his address. I'm gonna send him my Bible.
All right, Coach. This is the last week before the game. You've been in training camp mode. If either one of these were your program, when do you switch over from training camp mode where you're going fundamentals and philosophies and getting base systems down to game prep? Getting ready for your opponent, which will happen to be this upcoming Saturday.
Today, I have a meeting with my coaches, probably 3:30, 4 o'clock in the meeting room. I'm pretty sure they got good facilities. So today's the day that I transfer from training camp to the regular season. I sit down with everybody. I'm looking at everybody, and I'm saying, are we healthy? Are we strong? How are we looking too deep? How's our kicking game? Okay, we know he's gone for 4 weeks. So who do we have up, coach, that we know can get us? Who's our next 2? Once again, I play 2 quarterbacks. Okay, I don't just go with 1. I think that's foolish. You got 5 quarterbacks on your roster. Why just pick 1 guy? So I go with 2. So I say, coach, who are our next 2 that can get us at least a split till this kid can come back? Then once again, check the status of your healthiness. Now, it's usually what I'm gonna do. You like say, I'm the coach. I bring everybody up. Everybody up on Coach Norman. Everybody's up on me, and we're gonna say, big breath in. I'm gonna take a bit, push it out. Big breath in, push it out. I said we're gonna take it from the top to the bottom, meaning from the top to the bottom of your feet. Fellas, look at me. How we feeling? Top of the head. We good? Yes, sir. Eyes, nose, mouth, jaw, ears, neck. We good? Yes, sir. Shoulders, shake your shoulders. Shoulders. Everybody hurting? No. Back of your chest, stomach, lower back, hips, front hip, left hip, side, thighs, quads, knees. How we feeling? If anybody's hurt, I need to know. Coach, we're good. Calves, Achilles, ankles, toes. We're good. Yes, I said, fellas, as football players, I know we're big, strong, physical. We're taught pain is weakness leaving the body or or paying his French bread. Hey, that's all fine and good. But we got a season to go. We need to win. We need to show everybody that we the best. I believe in you guys. I love you guys. But if you're hurting, I need to know this. Because let me tell you what's going to happen. You get into a game, and this trainer tells me, Coach, there's been a nagging injury for 2 weeks. I'm going to park you so far on the bench, I forget who you are. Why? Because you lied to me. Because I asked you, if you're hurting, let's get help. Yeah. We're tough. We're big. Hey, but I need to know if you're hurting, let's get. That's why we got trainers. That's why we pay her or him X number of dollars to get you back out here. I don't need you trying to, you fumble, talking about, my hamstring been hurting, but Coach, I didn't want to lose my spot. I didn't ask you that. I asked you where you hurting and you lied to me, so bye. I don't like liars, okay? So that's me coming to the first season. That's what I do with my team. Then I look at my coaches and I say, coaches, how are we doing 2 deep? Coordinators, position coaches. Now, you may get a coach, and I'm asking everybody, fellas, put it on the table right now. Because Saturday's coming and we can't look back. So then one coach, what's up, coach? Hey, coach, that one kid that walked on for us, Farasi Norman, linebacker, what about him? Coach, have you noticed he only getting 4 or 5 reps back, but he's sacking. He caught the one running back on the corner, and on special team, he's beating everybody down there. I kind of think we need to get him some more plays. You know what? I've been thinking about that. Then you look at your DC and you say, hey, what's going on over there? Well, Coach, we got Bryan and Drew. Okay, that's cool, but Coach, we're trying to win this year, and we got a brutal schedule. So before the first quarter, find some way to get him in there, or I'll get him in there. How we doing offensively? And you just keep going it that way there. It ain't personal. This is how we feeding our family. This is how we paying our bills. I'm a different type guy, so I don't demoralize my coaches, but I put them to the point where greatness has to come out of you because I need it now. I coach my coaches. I coach my team. So if Farasi is on special teams and he can help us, we got to figure out some way to get him in the game. Get him in the game. Okay? He's done everything right. So we got to get him in the game. That's me.
For everybody not named Florida A&M, Norfolk State, and Delaware State, they've still got at least 10 days before they play. We got a lot of teams opening up on Thursday, but the remaining teams will open up either Saturday, and there are a couple of teams that open up in 2 Sundays from now. So where are you at in your camp preparation with those type teams when you're still a week and a half to 2 weeks out?
Reps, making sure we got our formations down, our basic plays, make sure we got our basic top 10 on offense, make sure we understand what we're about to see. Is it a 2x2 or 3x1? Are we talking on defense? Make sure our kicking game is good. Who's our returners? Make sure everybody's healthy and strong. You still want to check health and strongness because anytime somebody can get hurt, it's football. That's the way the game is played. So you still got a little time to, smooth out the edges, the roughness and everything like that because you still got a couple days compared to the team that plays this Saturday. But once again, you still talk to your coaches about a 2 deep. Possible, is there that walk-on kid that can help us, or is it that kid that's he's a redshirt sophomore, but we got 2 seniors, but he's just as big, fast, strong as they are. Somehow, some way, are we getting him in, Coach? We're not cheating anybody, okay? So those are the kind of conversations that you're having with still time to go. You there?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
I just want to make sure you didn't freeze up on me again. I'm about to say, dang, twice.
Nah, man, we're not gonna talk that into existence. All right, Coach. You're Delaware State. You've been to Hawaii. How long does it take to fly from the East Coast to Hawaii? You've probably actually been to that facility out there where they're playing at. I know it's converted soccer stadium now, or something like a practice facility. It's
a practice field. They just put bleachers around it. That's a day's flight. From California to Hawaii is 6 hours. So you're coming from the east,
and it's right.
So
it's
I'm
about 6 hours from Delaware to LA.
I would think more than likely they're going to have to do this. They're going to fly from Delaware, probably somewhere either Texas or Utah, 2-hour layover. Then you go from either Texas, Utah, Cali, 2-hour layover. Then you got that 6 hours. That 6 hours is 6 hours. Even now, I love Hawaii. And then when I get on there, I'll be on the plane for about an hour and I'll hit the button. Lady come, yes, sir. How much longer we got? She'll say, 5 hours. You say, okay, take your little nap, wake up. Yes, sir. How much longer? 4.5 hours. You're like, oh my God. So then you're sitting there, you're fidgeting, then some kid or somebody next to you, they got a little TV or something like that. You're looking at that, trying to buy time. You don't want to hit it again, but you're like, okay, so I'll just ask them, hey, you wouldn't happen to know how much time we got? And they laugh at you. 3 hours. Oh my God. That flight is something else. That 6 hours is 6 hours. Wow. So then you get there. Go ahead.
No, I'm just listening to you.
Oh, okay. I said, then you get there and you're like, wow, that's a full day. They're tired. They're tired because that plane probably left at 5:36 that morning. So they're tired, so you get them on the bus, get them to a hotel in Manoa. That's where the university is in Manoa, which is on the outside of about 45 minutes from Honolulu. So you get them to the hotel. Hopefully you put some refreshments in them or something like that. You sleep them, you rest them. Hawaii.
Then you got to get used to the you got to get used to their time zone difference because that's probably.
I'm in Alabama right now. They're 5 hours behind me. If I was in New Mexico, they're 4 hours. So they're probably like, what are they, 7 hours?
6
7 hour
hours.
difference? 7 hour difference? 6 hour difference? Oh, that's a big difference. That's a big difference right there. And then everything is moving so fast. You don't get 4 or 5 days to get adjusted. You're probably coming in that Friday. You're playing Saturday.
They're actually going to, from information that I've obtained, they're going to probably be leaving out Tuesday.
That's
so
smart.
That they can get there. Yeah,
That's
they
smart.
can get there and adjust to it. Since school, I don't know if school was actually started at Delaware State or if school is early part where they can afford to miss that much class. But when I get there, they're going in on Tuesday, so Tuesday's your travel day. You got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
So you got three days. Get ready. That's not going to give you a big time difference. I mean, your body's just going to be like, wow. Them 3 days ain't going to make up for that 7 hours. It's not. I mean, you're going to get there, everything moving, everything. I mean, because you're going to be used to getting up at 7, and you think that's only going to be what 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
That's
1.
3 in the morning. 1 in the morning.
Yeah. So your body's like, wow. Your body's not. It's not within 72 hours. Your body's not going to understand the different time zone. So I mean, that's smart for the coaches going over there. Maybe they got something else planned. I would. Hawaii's beautiful, especially on that island there, Oahu. But I mean, that time difference is going to hurt them. And then feed them, drink them. It's not hot over there. It's 83, 85 year round. Okay. I mean, our winters are like 75, 77. So you don't have to worry about that there. You want to keep food in them, keep plenty of fluid in them, practice them. Your body's not going to get used to that time difference. Most time Hawaii doesn't really play at night. They usually play during what time is the game,
Let's see if I can find the game time. But keep talking while I look for the game.
Okay.
Time.
Anyway, yeah, the stadium, Aloha
12,
Stadium.
12. Okay, it is at 12 a.m. Eastern time. So, I know they start their games at like 11:59 because they want to get them in on that day, Eastern time. So they playing football at midnight on their body clock.
Wow. Now, most teenage boys are still up, active, moving around, but you're in camp. So you're probably in bed. You're probably in bed by that time. More than likely, you're probably in bed by 9:30. So your body's still not acclimated to playing at that time, Like I say, I would make sure you put plenty of fluids in them boys, feed them, get them some reps, a lot of practice, everything like that. That time zone is going to hurt you, especially coming from back east that way. Good thing about it is, as much as I love my island, Hawaii's football program is not that good. So that's going to be the one thing you have on your side. They're not too much better than you are. The one thing they got on their side is they're going to be used to time zone. That's on their side right there. They're going to be used to that time zone. Delaware State, I would say, like I said, I keep saying it, make sure you put water in them, feed them, get them as much practice time as possible over them next 3 days, because that's 12 o'clock at night. And don't be surprised if you happen to look over and somebody's nodding off, because his body is used to that. Even though you're trying to wake up and you're doing your up downs and you're getting ready to go, your body's saying, hey, I'm used to checking out by now, and now you want me to play for four more hours in a time zone that I'm not even accustomed to. So that's going to be rough for them. I would like to ask Hawaii, out of all the HBCUs, how did they find them? And Timmy Chang, the head coach, he coached at Jackson State for 2 years. You didn't want to call TC? You didn't want to call Prairie View? Texas? I mean, why Delaware State? And once again, I mean, I love my HBCUs and I love my island. Hawaii's home. I'm from New Mexico, but Hawaii's home. But I didn't. When I seen that on the schedule, I'm like, out of all the schools in the world, why go get them? Why? I mean, hey, we'll see how it works out. Delaware State has a chance to win. I'm not saying it's going to be a win for Hawaii, something like that. They have a clear fair chance, but that time zone is going to hurt them. It's going to hurt everybody, coaches, players, everybody. That time zone is going to hurt them, and maybe that's what Hawaii was thinking. Let's go get the furthest team out that we know by halftime is going to be. Hey, wake up! Still got another.
Well, okay. I hope Delaware State has been practicing at night during camp, so it won't be as big of an adjustment if they've been going late at night, since they're gonna be playing at midnight.
I don't know, brother. I don't know much about. And when they predicted coming like last in their conference, they're not very good, are they?
No. Just based on last year, Hawaii was 5-8 on last year, and Delaware State was 1-10 last year. The line coming into this game is Hawaii minus 38.5 points.
That's
Hawaii is favored by 38.5 points. So
that's because of the time difference.
Yeah.
That's because of the time difference.
Predicted score: Hawaii 48, Delaware State 6.
See right there, that would make me mad, and that would keep me up. That would keep me up. Coach, player, anybody on that sideline, you're not about to. We're about to come cross country and come to this beautiful island and beat me and embarrass me, and then I got to get on a plane and go all the way back home. Nah. So that right there, if I'm the coach, I'm putting that out there. That's the way we call bulletin board food. Yeah, I'm feeding that to my boys, fellas.
And yeah, Lawrence just answered your question. Oregon canceled the agreement with Hawaii for week 0, and Delaware State was the replacement.
Oh, yeah. Well, hey, would you want to play Oregon? Even though they're in a new conference, I was watching the football yesterday, the college football show. Oregon still predicted to be one of the top 4 teams in the country, so that might have been a smart move. Like, okay, we're not gonna do that one. Yeah, we'll go over there and get these guys. So they, like I say, they be sleeping at halftime. But 48-6, yeah, I would definitely put that on the board and email all my boys and say, hey, this is what they think about us. I mean, we got to get some kind of excitement, some kind of energy. That coach, real quick, AD, that coach, is he a first or second year guy over there with him? Delaware.
Delaware State has a first year coach.
So this is his second year with him.
No, Delaware State has a first year coach.
This is his first year with him.
Yes.
I didn't know they got a new coach last year. I thought I covered all the bases. Okay. So yeah, you definitely don't want to come out the gate like that, just getting beat like that. Then you get that long trip back home, and then once again, them 6 hours from Hawaii to California is. Dude, yes sir. How much time we still got? Still got 5 hours, sir. Not only did we just get beat 48-6, we still got 5 hours before we even land to get a 2-hour layover, and then we got to go back to Utah, Texas, and then we got to go all the way back home. Ow.
Yeah. All I'm gonna say is when I took that flight from Atlanta to Phoenix, and that wasn't even half of what you're talking about, and I know what that did to my body.
Yeah.
Correction. Lawrence said this is his second year. Thank you for that correction, Lawrence. So this is what we're gonna do now. We're gonna take our final break for the day.
How am I lighting?
And then, you good. As long as you keep your head right there so the light not blinding me.
Okay.
Hey, we gonna take our final break of the day, and then we're gonna get into some more news and notes. And Coach Farasi got something to say before we get out of here. And we do. We gonna let him say it, man. So you are watching the BCSN SportsWrap. Brian's out on assignment. It's AD. Coach Norman sitting in. It's football season. Our football analyst is back.
Aloha.
And speaking of back, we'll be back in just a moment.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
Supermarket sushi, really?
No. Wait, Troy, you work here?
I'm never not working. Like Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology, up to 100% dandruff protection, even between washes.
Never not working, huh?
Oh, Troy, you're such a good teacher.
Yeah, I know. Never not working. Never not working. Never ever not working.
Are you serious?
Never not working. Dandruff protection that's never not working. Head & Shoulders Scalp Shield technology.
Hey, grab me one too.
Charmin Ultra Soft has so much cushiony softness, it's hard for your family to remember. They can use less.
Sweet pillows of softness.
This is soft. Holy Charmin. Oh, excuse me. Roll it back, everybody. Sorry.
Charmin Ultra Soft is so cushiony soft, you'll want more. But it's so absorbent, you can use less. So it's always worth it.
Now, what did we learn about using less?
You gotta roll it back, everybody.
We all go. Why not enjoy the go with Charmin?
This is the Dean of the College of HBCU Sports, Kenyatta Cavill of Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Come mix it up in the lab where the course lecture is in session every Tuesday from 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook Live, YouTube Spreaker, or the BCSN app, as we discuss all things about the HBCU sports culture, including exploring the week that was in the sporting HBCU diaspora, as well as the upcoming week of HBCU sports. With me, the Dean, the College of HBCU Sports, on Dr. Cavill's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab with Mike Washington and Charles Bishop. Course lecture dismissed.
Back here on the BCSN SportsWrap, Coach Norman sitting in for Brian Fulford. This is A.D. Drew. Hey, want to remind everybody, please get those likes up, share. Make sure that you subscribe to the BCSN SportsWrap on whichever platform you're on Facebook. That's at my BCSN and the number 1. On YouTube, my JBN online. So we want to make sure that we get our numbers up. You know, somebody say we need to get our likes up, Farasi. So I want to take that challenge on. I need all y'all out there.
Please get the likes
in the
up.
chat to make sure that you get the likes up and subscribe. Coach Norman.
Yes, sir.
You get a brand new field. You get new turf on your field. First of all, are you a turf guy or you a natural surface guy? Let me ask you that.
I really like the natural surface, honestly, tell you the truth. I really do. That's me. I really like the natural surface.
Okay. But you at a school, they got turf. You know, everybody's going to turf nowadays. And now the new trend, Coach, is everybody going to their version of the Smurf turf. You know, Boise State was first with the Smurf turf. Then we saw Livingstone come with their blue turf. Now we got 2 more HBCUs who have colored turf. Clark Atlanta has a new red turf, while Albany State has switched from natural grass to turf and have blue turf. First of all, what's your opinions on these colored turfs?
Me being Farasi Norman, I don't like them. Football field is green. It's been that way since day one. Like I say, I like natural grass. The benefit of turf is when you play a lot of sports, you play on there, it lasts for a while. Takes a while. It costs pretty good penny to put it in there, but you get your use out of it. But once again, I'm still a natural turf guy. I mean, natural grass guy. As far as all that blue and red and all that stuff there, that I don't know if that like excites the crowd or what it does, but to me, I'm just like, even when Boise State did it, I was like, what is that? A blue turf field? Come on now. I mean, a football field is green. Everybody knows that. You know, football field is green. Everybody knows that. So I don't know if that's something for the school or the crowd or something like that, but I personally don't like it. But if I'm the coach and the AD, you know, you're my AD and you come in and say, hey, I'm going with an orange turf field, I'm going to say, yes, sir. You know, I'm not going to, I'll probably say, because me and you go into, hey, buddy, we can't stay with a green one. No, they want to go with orange. Okay, it is what it is. And we're going to get ready to play no matter how you look at it. But me personally, I don't like that. It's not, I think it takes something away from the game called football. I really do. I think it takes away something from the game called football.
Yeah. And let's see, another school that has colored turf, Eastern Washington, has that red turf. And I remember Tennessee State played them last year. And yeah, Eastern Washington. They called that place the Inferno. They installed their colored turf in 2010. Now, you're Albany State. Albany State has played on natural surface and practiced on natural surface until this year. Now, your playing field is turf. So what does that do as far as your team, your recruiting, et cetera, because you're going from a natural surface to turf. But also, let's keep this in mind. I have to go back and double check, but I believe Albany State may have been the last school in the SIAC that still had a natural grass field, because Albany State and Tuskegee were two of the last schools that had not gone to turf. Tuskegee got their turf a couple of years ago, their first season under Coach Reginald Ruffin, and now Albany State has switched over. So just talk about that. Is there a difference? Do you recruit any different because you're playing on turf versus grass? I know back in the day you did when we played on the old thin carpet grass that we played on back in the 80s and 90s. You know,
hey, I still got burns. If I can show you guys my legs, I still got burns from that stuff there. Like, yeah. Wow.
And those who don't know what I'm talking about, that wasn't nothing but a rug on top of concrete back in those days.
That's all it was.
Yes.
You know,
about,
as far as
about a half inch of padding.
That's it. It can be a good recruiting tool because, you know, kids these days, they like, oh, the new stuff, the new turf, the way it feels is so soft. But if you're a really
I'm talking about the X's and O's. Does it really make a difference as far as style of play, how you play? Obviously, we know if you're playing on a natural surface and you got rain, we do know that affects play. But outside of that, does it affect anything else when it comes to play?
No, rain is rain. I mean, on a natural field, you're probably gonna get some mud, which means you got to run the ball. I like to run the ball. On a turf field, you're not gonna get that, but you still got them little blue-green dots that fly up in your face and your eyes and stuff like that. That affects more because with the water, it comes up more. It can affect the deep ball. You know, so everybody wants to go to spread air raid these days. So that the style of play doesn't really affect what you're trying to do. If you're gonna coach, you know, go get it done. Coach against your team. Know what the weather's gonna look like. Get your boys ready to play, but don't use that as an excuse. Like I say, it can be a good recruiting tool if you're going to see schools and they got ugly brown, greenish field. Like when I was at Langston, much as I love Langston, our football field was horrible looking. Yes, it was. It's beautiful now. They've done some upgrades to it, but when I was there, it was just a patch of grass with some paint on it. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Now they get the new turf and they put the checkerboards in the end zone, and it's really beautiful now. So I'm proud of what they've done from a school. But, you know, hey, it really makes no difference, man. It's up to that coach to get that team ready to play. How you going to look at it? X's and O's if you want to get down to it.
Yeah. Some other news and notes. The Black College Hall of Fame, the Black College Football Player of the Year watch list has come out for the Deacon Jones Trophy, and this is sponsored by the Black College Hall of Fame. The award is presented annually to the most outstanding college football player from a historically Black college or university. When receives the Deacon Jones Trophy. 50 players from 27 different HBCUs, and the breakdown by conference. There are 2 from the CAA, 5 from the CIAA, 4 from the MEAC, 2 from the OVC, 8 from the SWAC, 8 from the SIAC, and 19 from the SWAC. I am not going to read all 50 of them. You can go to blackcollegefootballhof.org if you want to read and see if your institution has a player on this list. But let's just talk about a Dash Award like this, Farasi. If you've got a player in your locker room who's on a list such as this, does that change anything? Does that give you motivation? Does that put any pressure on you as a coach to, if they're on offense, get them their touches, or if they're on defense, get them into position so that they can get their sacks or their tackles or whatever? Does that affect anything from you as a coach?
Real quickly before I answer that question, did you name it? Was anybody from the MEAC on that list?
There were 14 from the MEAC.
Oh, 14 from the MEAC and 19 from the SWAC? Okay,
yes.
Okay. Now, to answer your question, no, it does not change anything. You don't coach him any differently. You don't treat him any differently. He was recognized as a special player. Congratulations. You knew, especially when you recruited him 4 or 5 years back, everything like that. So that just means other people around the nation already is just finding out what you already knew about the young man. He's special. But no, you don't coach him any differently. You don't favor him. You don't give him extra this or minus it. You coach him probably a little harder because you want him to win that. He deserves it. And it's good for the school and it's good for recruiting. But nah, man, it's business as usual every day.
Yeah. One last piece of news and notes. Florida A&M Rattlers, the golf team did something that was unused. There was an unused locker room in old Jake Gaither gym. Now it has an artificial surface that is basically a putting facility for the golf team. Former VP of Athletics and Director Tiffany Dawn Sykes was beaming at the opportunity to offer the golf team their own place to improve their game. We believe it's the first of its kind in any HBCU space. So, Central Florida donors made the HBCU made the facility possible. So Rattlers from the Central Florida made the donation to upgrade this locker room, a former locker room, an unused locker room, into a putting facility. So now FAMU has both a driving range on campus and a putting surface on campus, allowing the team members to get practice without having to leave campus. So when they've got those couple hour breaks and they don't have to go out to the golf course, they can get some work done on campus.
Hey, that's beautiful. I love golfing. Picked up golfing back in 2006. Did a lot of golfing on the islands over there. But now let me ask you a real quick question. I know some people probably gonna get mad at me, but did you say that was Tiffany's idea to build that locker room to a putting range?
Well, this was a donation from Central Florida. Rattler donors from Central Florida sponsored the upgrades to the locker room. Let me see if I can go back.
But when you say it was her idea to put it there?
Okay. This is a quote from her. When I took over the helm of FAMU Athletics in January 23, this was a staff locker room, and we had a team that was essentially unhoused. So I gave up the space to give it to our student athletes. Don't want to say this was the reason that you all were national champions, but we just made it home for you. I hope you know how much it means to me to give to you in that particular way. So she's the one who suggested, looks like according to this, she's the one who suggested using this space for the golf team, since the golf team had nothing on campus.
So she did something right.
Leave it there. Leave it alone.
So she did something right.
Leave it alone. Leave it alone.
God, man. But we can't give him no credit for that, though, huh? Okay. Let's move on, Drew. For somebody hit me in the chat like, you don't know what he's talking about. He ain't a Rattler.
All right, but I am gonna give you an opportunity to. I know you got some stuff you want to get off your chest. Obviously, we know we brought Coach Norman on last year to help him with his brand and to help him get reacquainted, because he had been away from HBCU football for a while.
Wow.
And it's great being able to ask from a coaching philosophy when it comes to football, some of the things that we see on the field. Bryan and I are both basketball guys. I coach basketball at the collegiate level. Bryan coaches at the high school level currently. So when it comes to basketball, we good. When it comes to football, you know, my career ended a long time ago before I got into all the stuff that you get into on a collegiate level. So first, I want to thank you for coming on the show for the last year, and I am sad actually that you have the opportunity to come back for year 2, because I really was hoping that you would be somewhere. You know, we made the calls, we did the things that we needed to do to put our 2 cents in to help you get somewhere. But God put you here for a reason. God moved you to Alabama for a reason. So I just want to thank you and welcome you back for year 2 and give you the mic.
Brother, I want to thank you. You're someone I call a true friend. You came to my house a couple of weeks ago. We sat here in my front room where I'm at now. And I think we got to know each other real well with the texting and the FaceTime and everything we've done. But when you came to my house, that was real big and special to me. That was real good to me because I don't have a lot of friends. You're someone I consider a friend. I thank you. I want to thank Bryan Fulford for answering. This time last year, I was still on the island of Hawaii. And I wanted to coach again. And yeah, they got football in Hawaii, but I wanted to coach HBCU football. And so I knew I had to come back this way. You guys gave me that opportunity to, like, say, put my face, my name out there. And we got some hits. It's like fishing. You know, I got some hits, but I didn't get a bite. And then I did get a bite, but as I'm reeling it in, it jumped off the hook, you know. And then, but you look to your left, you look to your right, everybody else is fishing, and they're getting bites, they're pulling them in, they're getting fish. And I'm like, I want people to understand what I'm trying to say in the terms of football. I'm like, wow, a couple of tears came to my eye. I'm thinking, what did I do wrong? So you go back to summer of '95 when I went to Langston. I'm saying, did I do anything wrong? Did I hurt somebody? Did I hit somebody? Did I violate some young lady? Did I steal some money? Did I do anything? When I was coaching at Langston, 99, 2000, did I harm someone? Did I mistreat a kid? Did I leave a kid stranded? Anything sort of like that? No. I know I did the right things. I didn't turn my back on HBCUs. I was given an opportunity. I'm from New Mexico, okay? So I was given an opportunity to come home, coach in my own home state. At that time, that's what I wanted to do. I did that. What really made me want to come back to HBCUs is that I saw a lot of people not connected to HBCUs getting their opportunity but not doing anything. And I'm thinking, once, like I said last year, I owe HBCUs because I have a college degree because of them. I never thought I'd get one. I got one. I got an opportunity to experience another side of life because of them. So I'm saying, hey, I owe them over there. Plus, like I said, they gave me my first opportunity to coach football. And so when I came back, December 2022, I contacted BTG. He did that interview with me. Shout out to BTG. I truly did think that because I got a degree from Langston, I'm a black college man, that the doors would open up for me. I got some inquiries. Obviously, I didn't get a job, but I got some inquiries. Somebody said, oh, let's check him out. I got checked out. I didn't get anything. I went back to Hawaii, got a house on the beach. I'm living life because I'm upset because I'm just thinking, okay, I'm done. I'm 49, 50 years old. I'm done. You know, I tried to go that route. They didn't want me. Like other people just get a job real quickly. It's there. But something inside of me was like, you're not done. You're not done. So I'm sitting on a beach. I think I told you guys this story last year. I'm sitting on a beach. Like me and 6 of my peoples, we hanging out. And there's one girl, I don't know how she picked me up the crowd. She says, hey, Farasi, are you happy? And I look at her and I'm thinking, my house is right across the street. I swim in the ocean every day. I'm eating good. I'm working out. I'm healthy. I'm strong. But no, I'm not. And everybody turned to me like, huh? I says, I'm not happy. They're like, what's wrong? I said, you guys, I really want to coach again. And of course, you know, well, there's football here. I said, yeah, but that's not what I want to do. I need to get back over there. And so when I went back home, I turned on my phone. There was Bryan doing a show. And so I hit him up. He responded back to me. Fast forward, moved to New Mexico. You guys gave me an opportunity last year to do my show week, every Sunday. I thought we were doing a good job. At the end of last season, once again, I got some hits. I got one bite. You know, everything's sort of like that. It didn't work out for me. I shed some more tears. I'm thinking, what's going on here? What am I doing wrong? But HBCU, I want to tell you this. If you thought that I abandoned you, I never did. I've always represented us in a positive manner. Just like I told family earlier, family, I love you guys. I do. You're an HBCU. I've never denied HBCUs. I've got family members who've gone to HBCUs because I'm telling them, hey, it's where we need to go. I told you guys last year, my little nephew came to me, said he had 2 lists. I said, throw that list away. We're going to look at this list. You know, I think I've done everything right to raise my hand. Like I'm in a classroom, my hand raised, but yet I'm getting overlooked. So a couple of weeks ago, a friend of mine says, well, you know, some people looked at your resume, coach, and they said that you don't have any NCAA coaching. I said, oh, yes, I do. I've coached at D2s, D3s, Yeah, I've always been to small school level. I make no joke about that. I've tried to climb up to a big level. I know a lot of coaches at that level. I know coaches in the NFL. Why I'm not there, I don't know, you guys. Let me tell you something about this profession. If you know someone that knows someone, it's a lot easier. If your dad, brother, uncle coached for 30 plus years, it's a lot easier. I don't have that. My father, who passed away this coming up 2 years, September, he was a truck driver. I had a cousin that plays 10 years older than me. He played football, but after he graduated high school, he went to the military. I've always been out here by myself, but I've never stopped. I had a vision, I had a plan. I didn't get to play in the NFL, but God blessed me with 3 other things. I got 3 college degrees. I got an AA degree. I got a bachelor's, master's, secondary education, emphasis on health, physical education, recreation. I started coaching at Langston University. Let me tell you about my first year. My plate was full. I'm a first-year guy. I'm a student coach, okay? So I was a student coach, then I became a GA, then I became an assistant, then I became an assistant coordinator, then I became a coordinator, then I became a head coach. I'm about to fill you in. I talk kind of fast, so hear me out. Student coach, Langston University. I got to take 9 hours to finish my degree. I'm in charge of the weight room, the red shirt program, the dorm manager, and I'm an offensive assistant. I don't have a position. I'm an offensive assistant. That means I work for the O-line, the quarterbacks, the running backs, receivers. Whatever they need, I got to go get. Bags, cones, footballs, videotapes, copies of notes, things of that sort like that. Boom, get through that first semester there. Get through that done. Second semester, I finish up, I graduate. Hey, I got a degree. Told my grandma, she passed away in 97, grandma, I'm going to get this done. I got it done. So now I enter graduate school. So now I'm a GA, okay? So now I learned how to break down film. Break down film. Watch the centers, watch the guards, watch the tackles, watch the D9, watch the nose guard, watch the tackles, watch the inside backers, watch the outside backers, watch the safety, watch the free safety, watch the slots, watch the outsider, watch the backs. Then I was taught to break it into categories. R's, P's. R's means runs, P's means pass. TF, trick plays. You write those down. How many times do you do that? How many times do you do that? How many times do you do that? Formations. How many times do you stand in 3-4? How many times do you stand in 3-3? How many times do you stand in 4-3? How many times was it in a 2-by-2? How many times was it in a 3-by-1? How many times was it in I formation? How many times in a two tight end, double tight set? You learn that. That's year 1 rolling into year 2. Year 2, I'm at a school. Year 1 and 2, I was at Langston. Year 3, I'm at a small NCAA school. It's a no-name school, but it's NCAA. Okay? We have no money. So now I got to get on the road. You got 7 coaches. For some odd reason, the coach liked to pick me, maybe because I had a nice SUV. I don't know. But this is before we had huddle and all that stuff where you can just transfer film like this. This is when you had to get in your car and exchange film. So now, Drew, Farasi, you don't know where you're going, but most time he may call 1 or 2. Okay,
before GPS.
Yeah. Oh, before, thank you, before GPS. So now he'll say, okay, get on Highway 70, drive for 2 hours, and I'm just gonna come up with some stuff, but stay with me now. We're talking football. You're on Highway 70, you're gonna drive 2 hours, then you're gonna see town next left. That's my town. Town next left. You're gonna drive for about 40 minutes, town left, then you're gonna see you turn right, go there, and you're gonna see a Dairy Queen. There's gonna be a guy in a red truck waiting for you. Okay, cool. Oh, and on your way out the door, oh, Coach Norman. Yes, sir, Coach. Need you to break the film down when you get back. Now, no problem. I'm in year 3. I told myself I always wanted to be a head coach, going all the way back to when I was younger, living with my grandma in Dallas, Texas. I always wanted to be a head coach. So now this is building up to that hat called HFC, head football coach. I throw acronyms out there. If you don't know them, put them in the chat. I got no problem putting them out there to you. Keep up with me now. So now I'm learning how to go exchange film, which is not hard. You're just driving, but you get no money, huh? Because school ain't got no budget. So that's out your pocket. And you're only making about $9,000. You're doing some extra teaching for another 7. So what's that? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's $16,000. Now I'm a single man. So, and you live in a dorm, you eat in the cafeteria. So that's $16,000 in your pocket. But they didn't pay you to go deliver this. There's no gas. There's no, if your tire gets broke or flat or whatnot like that, and you want to eat something, so boom, you go, you exchange. That's 3rd year. So you learn to exchange. Then you come back and you break the film down. Let's move forward a little bit more. Move to another university, another D2 school in New Mexico. Has no money. So now you're still on the road. You're traveling, probably because, once again, I got a nice SUV, whatnot. For some other reason, I kept getting picked. I would get a little frustrated, but I'm from that era that when you're a kid, you were taught. You always respect your elders, and your coach was just like a mom and dad. So whatever he said, you said, yes, sir. and he's the head coach. You don't challenge head coaches, okay? I don't care if he's a little league head coach to the highest level. There's something special about the guy called head coach. So you respond by saying, yes, sir. Now you're wondering, there's 9 people in this room. Why coach keep picking me? And you get nothing off that. So then you get to a university where now they got some money. They got a car. You can take a school car and you get the credit card. You got to bring the receipts back. And they tell you, coach, we want to see no alcohol on there. We don't want to see no strip club, no nightclubs on there. You know, keep it down to a 20-minute limit and bring the gas receipt. You say, yes, sir. So now you're picking up kids from airports. You're picking up kids from bus stations. And I'll grab the bags. Why? Drew, you come up to play. Hey, how you doing? I got my shirt on. We're going to say Norman University. Hey, how you doing, A.D. Drew? Coach Norman. Hey, coach, how you doing? Let me get these for you. And you pick them up. Why? Because I owe you because you came to play at the university I work for. That shows a certain amount of respect. How you doing, young man? Where you from? Okay. Put the bags in the car. Put your seatbelt on for me. You hungry? Okay. What you want to eat? Now, he's probably thinking, I said, hey, whatever you want. It's on me. It's on me. I got you. Not knowing the school's really paying for it, but I want him to think, oh, coach, treat me. You know, that's how you build a relationship right there. So he says, well, coach, actually, I'm if you're hungry, talk to me. Okay, you want steak, shrimp, you want a burrito, want Taco Bell, Burger King. I mean, you know, them kids, they like that stuff. I used to like it too. We can just get McDonald's. Boom. So we slide through McDonald's. I don't let anyone eat in the car, my car, your car, whoever it is. I was taught that by my grandmother. So we get out the car, wash our hands, we eat. Now, you can bring your soda back, but as far as food goes, you finish, you eat, you wash your hands again, we pick up the car, put your seatbelt on, we get on back to the university. Okay, keep up with me now. Keep up with me now. So now I've been a student coach. I've been a GA. I've traveled. I've broke down film. Now assistant coordinating. Boom. Now you're at a job where you're coaching the running backs. You're a strength and conditioning coach because I've always liked the weight room. So everybody look at my physique. Yeah, I like the weight room. So like, coach, you need to take care of strength and conditioning. Boom. Then I get to special teams because I was a punt returner, kick returner, thing like that. So I got special teams coordinator. I got strength and conditioning coordinator, and I'm an assistant coach coordinator. This is by year 5. Okay, by year 5. Now, as an assistant offensive coordinator, you don't get to call no plays. You get to sit in the box. A lot of people like to be on the field. I heard the other day talking about some coach in the NFL, he told the head coach, I need to be on the field. We all like to be on the field because that's where the action's at. But honestly, let me tell you something. If you're a coach, you know this. If you don't, I'm about to give you free tuition. Being in the box is beautiful because you get to see everything. Everything. Nobody can miss nothing. If that backside tackle didn't make his move, if he didn't move his feet, if he didn't do what he's supposed to do, you saw it. If you're on the field, you don't really get to see that. You just get to see right there in front of you. Now, I wear glasses. I don't wear them all the time, but I wear glasses because on the football field, I don't want to miss nothing. But being in the box is beautiful. It really is. Especially, I put my coordinators in boxes. There's no question about it. You're in a box, period. There ain't no, well, coach, I need to be on. No, I'm on the field. You're in a box because I need to know what's going on, coach. I learned to spread offense. Told you guys when I was born from Little League to through high school, I was an option quarterback. When I got to college in August 91, I was 5'7", 190, and I ran a 4.46. They moved me to a running back. No big difference from option quarterback to a running back. So, boom, no big deal. So I'm a quarterback, running back. So I've always been around a running offense. So I know how to run an option, an I, a power I. Now I'm learning to run and shoot from this new coach in August 91. Okay? Cool. Let's move forward. Take that pen out there. You're still going into the hat at HFC, head football coach. Because this is what I'm building up to. It's what I'm building up to. So now I'm at another place. They can afford. You can use a card. They got a credit card. Everything's for like that. But here's the kicker. You got 9 coaches on the staff. Once again, hey, Coach Norman, I need you to go over here and change the film. You say, yes, sir, coach. How do I get there? He tells you how to get there. I get lost. I'm in Kansas. I don't see Dorothy or Toto. So now you pick up the phone and you call the coach. Now, he's at home with his family. He ain't got time to hear that you got lost. Well, where you at? Coach, man, I don't know. I must have missed the turn. Obviously, missed the turn. So now you got to hear this from him. Like, wow, okay. And you can't, well, you know what? I don't need that. You can't do that. You say, yes, sir, coach. So then he tells you how to get to where you're going. And you better hope he's still there because we need that film, Norman. Yes, sir. And you're really hoping that the kid's still there because he's not required to wait for you. You know, they probably like, hey, give it an hour. If he ain't there in an hour, come on back. Screw him. Maybe, you know, they don't want to watch us. So boom, you hurry, you get there. You say, hey, coach, man, I'm so sorry. You know, can I buy you a soda, hamburger? Hey, no, coach. Some say, yeah, I'm hungry. Or some say, coach, it's all good. You say, boom, you exchange film. You go on back. Oh, yeah, you got to break the film down. Now, let me tell you how I break down film. You ready? You with me? Stay with the norm. Okay. Now, I go in there. I watch the film. Depending on what side of the ball I'm on. If I'm coaching running backs, quarterbacks, O-line, D-line, linebacker, safety, whatever side, I'm watching the whole game. I'm writing down passes, runs, formation. Then you draw it up. Okay? I'm not the computer guy. I was telling this to AD the other day. I was coaching in 2021 at a junior college. One coach called me in his office. He got a little smile on his face. Hey, Coach Norman, you seen this new huddle? And they could take this guy to center and make him red or blue, and they could take the left tackle and make him green. And I said, yeah. I call that to John Madden. I'm a big Eddie Robinson fan. Eddie Robinson said computers got no part of the game and messes it up. That's got nothing to do with coaching, coach. Let me tell you what coaching is. You guys ready? Hear me. I'm talking to everybody out there. This is what coaching is. Coaching is walking to a locker room where you can bring all men of different unities together. Whites, blacks, greens, Polynesians, Asians, whites. No matter what color you are, get them on one page, one heartbeat, one voice. Listen to you. And go play for 4 quarters and come out victorious. That's coaching. Motivating and encouraging young men to dig deep and find greatness. That's coaching. You take a kid, he's half-assed. Use my language. Okay? He's half-assed. But you make him all confident. That's coaching. Coaching ain't about X's and O's on the board and you can make this color and you can make that color and you can draw it. That's John Madden stuff, fellas. That's Madden. They ain't got nothing to do with coaching. So, no, I couldn't do that, coach. No, coach, I can't do that. Well, and he smirked at me and I just walked out of his office. Okay, if that's one up on you and your feather cap, so it be. But I know this. I know I can go in that locker room. I say everybody on Coach Norman, they're going to come. I say this is what we're doing today, and they're going to do it. That's coaching. Okay? So now, boom, keep moving forward. Now, Coach Norman becomes a head coach at a prep program in Albuquerque, New Mexico, my hometown, called New Mexico Prep. Yes, I had problems. I'm a first-year guy. I'm new at this. I'm ready because now I offense, defense, special teams. I know how to do all that. I know how to coordinate all that. I have no money. So I'm dealing with volunteer coaches. I got 10, 12 guys. I'm feeling good. But because they're volunteer or stipend, I would pay them $2,500, but I wouldn't pay them to the end of the season. So you had to come to all my practices and games to get your money. I say, go and tell your wife, girlfriend, missus, whoever it is, you got Christmas money. Because I would always end my season. I always started early in August. I wanted the spotlight to be on us, and we always stopped right around October so my boys can get ready to finish up the season, get ready to go home. We're just a 6-month program from July to December. Okay? So I would lose coaches because some guy listened to his girlfriend. Well, she said, I ain't getting no money. I can't be coming out here coach. Okay, I'm not going to argue with you. Fine. So now I got to cover that position. I might lose another coach because he didn't find another job because his girlfriend and her wife say, hey, we about to have another baby and that $2,500 ain't going to cover that. So now I got to cover 2 positions. But I know my stuff. I know my offense, defense, especially. So I'm not sweating it. So I went through about 20 coaches before I finally found my last 9. And that last 9, anybody's ever been a head coach will tell you that last 9 you die for. Because they do everything right. They're with you. You say, hey, we about to go swim in the Atlantic. Screw sharks, let's go, coach. 3 o'clock in the morning meeting. They meet me at 2:45. I show up at 3. Coach, you late. Here's your coffee, though. Practice at 3 o'clock. I show up at 2:30. They there at 2:20. Coach, where you been? That's what you want as a head coach. So my last 2 years of New Mexico Prep, I had that. Then I had to close a program that moved out to El Paso, another prep program. I didn't coach that team, but let me tell you what I did. Went to El Paso, started with nothing, $0. I got an office, computers. I recruited 100 kids from all over the country because I recruit all over the country. Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, Texas, Canada, Mexico, Hawaii, Tonga, Samoa. Yeah, they all know Coach Norman. I recruit everywhere. No door is too good for me, okay? Every year, I bring in 100 kids from all over. I didn't get the same kids every year. 5 winning seasons in a row. Let me say that again. Every year, I bring in 100 new kids from all over the country, and I had 5 winning seasons in a row. So that's how you get selected to coach in these national All-Star and All-American games. That's where I met Johnny Cole at. Me and him were going to coach together in an All-Star game down in Louisiana. He said, Coach, I'm busy doing something. It's true. You can call him and tell him, I'm busy doing something right now. Can you take care of it? I'm honored because I never met him, but I know the name Johnny Cole. He's a legend, okay? He's a legend. So when a legend says, I'm busy, take care of it, from the time we got off the plane to the time we got back on the plane, I had times, dates, practice times, meal times, what we're doing. I had the offense broke down. I had the defense broke down. I had the special teams broke down. I had it all. All I had to do was hand it to him and just read it. And all he had to do was stand there and be a head coach because Coach Norman took care of everything else. Shout out to Johnny Cole. I love him. Along with A.D. and Bryan, he's one of the guys who picked up the phone for me and said, there's a good guy right there. You need to go get him. Only one of those phone calls came back to me, and me and that head coach, we wasn't on the same page. Within 5 minutes, I could tell that wasn't going to be a good fit. So I called Coach Cole and I said, hey, brother, thank you, but it's not going to be a good fit. And I don't want to ruin your name, so I'm not going to take your job. But Coach Cole looked out for Farasi Norman, so I love him. He needs to be on the football field. I know he's like me. He's doing his show. He's out there waving his hand. He needs to be on the football field. He really, really does. Let's get back to me. So now, building back up to being a head coach. Have a winning season my first year, but I had bumps and bruises. It goes with it. But you learn from that. You learn from that. And you get better in year 2. Well, unfortunately, in year 2, I had the best team ever, you guys. I'll tell you what kind of team I had. I'm 51. I'll be 52 in September. That's a national holiday. Put it down, September 30th. Okay? Remember the 1988, 89, 90 Miami Hurricanes? When they could just beat everybody, they beat you to sleep. They were that good. But then they were always in the media. Something going on down there with them Florida schools, always in the media, huh, A.D? It was always in the trouble, causing trouble. They couldn't stay out of
We're gonna let that slide, Coach.
All right. And that's the kind of team I had. On the football field, fellas, we were beating people silly. 50, 60, 77, 0. 68, 3. I mean, we were killing because my guys love football. They love practicing. No one was ever late to practice. Never had that problem. And they love playing the game. They just didn't know how to stay out of trouble. I'm a disciplinarian. When I recruit you, I recruit your parents. I say, this is what my program runs like. I'm not a babysitter. So if you don't do what I asked you to do, after the second time, I'm thinking, okay, this kid wants to see how much he can push me. Well, you can't push me. You can get my stuff back and you can go home. So I let it slide because I felt like I owed 3 kids that come from foster care, single parents. One guy's grandma who took care of him just died. So I felt sympathy for these young brothers. They 17, 18 years old. They came to play for Coach Norman. So I think I owe them something. They hurt me. Because it spread through my program, the disrespect, the laziness. People told me get rid of those kids. I said, I can't get rid of them young brothers. I got to help them. But they taught me something. I learned something from that year. Tell me what I learned. Work with those who want to work with you and get rid of those who don't, regardless of what the color is. Okay? I'm going to say it again. For you coaches, new coaches, young coaches, veteran coaches, work with those who want to work with you and get rid of those who don't. If you only got 9 players, go to game with that 9. That 9 is solid. But don't try to overstand and bend yourself. I did, and I got hurt. So when you Google my name, I know I don't Google me because I know who I am, but I know I talked to my friends. He said, Farasi, they still got that stuff from 09. I said, oh, that'll be there forever, but that's fine. What happened was a parent got upset and stole money. My program was a nonprofit 501c3. If you know anything about nonprofits, 501c3s, that's government. You can't steal from them. If you do, you're going to jail. So they're quickly write a report talking about, and then I had another buddy who works for the media, and he said, as long as we use the word allegedly, we can't be sued. Huh? So you can slander me, shame my name, but as long as you lose allegedly, he said, well, it's up to the reader to believe it. So Drew, if you pick up a paper and you say, Coach Norman from Norman Prep steals money, it's up to you to believe it. I know this guy. Normally he did that, but he did it because I don't know him and it's in the paper. So it spreads like that. It's kind of like social media. Everybody believes what they see. Okay, I had to deal with that. Got past it. Had the next group come in 2010. I was a little more hands-on with them. Not hands-on as in physical, but hands-on as in if they breathe wrong, I was on their helmet. I was kind of mean to that group of kids. My board members and my coaches were very upset with me at the end of the year. They're like, Coach, even though we just went 9-2, you were kind of mean with those guys. You know what I said? I said, we didn't make the papers. We didn't make the media for nothing bull crappish. So if I have to coach like that for the rest of my days, I'm going to coach like that. But then I thought about it. First, there's another way. You can't blame them for what happened in 2009. What you have to do is recognize what you did wrong. As a head coach, what did you do wrong? I let them 3 kids hurt my program. So I told myself, don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. And I let kids know up front. I don't give chance, I give opportunities. Opportunities about being a part of what I'm offering. I'm offering an opportunity to continue education, get an opportunity to play college football, earn your scholarship, move forward. Anything other than that, I got to let you go, brother. You fighting, stealing, disrespectful, not being a good person, not going to class. You think life's a game. You don't want to do the right thing. You want to challenge me. You know, hey, bye. And you could be a 5-star. You got to go. It's time to go home. I'm not going to deal with that. I'm not going to risk losing my program for you. You're not worth it. So once again, going back to the fall of 99 till now, all that has come into what I've done. So when someone questions me talking about resume looks good, but he's got no NCAA head coaching experience, brother, I've been coaching. Coaching is more than just going to a field, calling plays. Left, right, over, X over, 34, blitz D, shell too high. Everybody can do that. You see guys getting off the plane right now with acronyms on their shoulders, walking up there. That's not coaching. Coaching is starting from the bottom. Student coaching, GAN, driving and getting lost in the middle of nowhere, picking up kids' bags, driving back and forth to the airport, bus stops, being yelled at by coaches for no that you're not at fault for, but you don't respond. You just sit there. You see it all the time. The guy at LSU does it all the time. His coaches we just walk up to a guy and just go left on him. And all you can do, you have to take that. You can't walk away from him because he'll say you've been disrespectful and he can fire you because he's the head coach and everybody loves that guy. So you have to stand there and take. I've been done like that. And you just have to sit there with a smile. And yeah, you're thinking, hit this dude right in his mouth, give him a choke him, give him a 3-P. You cannot do that. You have to take that. But I always told myself, Farasi, don't ever do anybody like that. No matter how mad you get at a game, you swallow that. Don't take it out on anybody in public. Now, if it ain't going right and you feel a coach is doing something wrong, that's why you have coaches meetings. But don't do nobody like that. That's not cool. I've never done nobody like that, and I never will. It's been done to me. Once again, I'm rolling towards this head coach. So now, when I learned this prep program, talk to me by no other than the guy at Lynchburg, Virginia, Tim Newman. He taught me the prep program. I went to his prep. It was North Carolina Tech. Guess who our quarterback was? And I got to coach him, Antonio Brown. And I promise you, the guy that you guys saw playing in the NFL with the Raiders and the Bucks was not the same guy I coached at North Carolina Tech. That guy was cool. He was calm. He was collective. He had a vision. He already had 2 kids. He had a girlfriend, baby mama, whatever she was. He loved her. He loved his grandmother. He loved his parents. He wanted to make it to the NFL to take care of his family. I liked that kid. He was a quarterback. He could run. He could throw. He was an athlete. We all seen that. The boy was a player. And he was our quarterback. Then he went to Central Michigan. He wanted to play at the University of Miami. He's from Florida. Wanted to play at the University of Miami, but he had D's and F's on his report card. And when he came to our program, he only takes so many classes. So he only used eligibility. So Central Michigan gave him a scholarship. He took it, left, rest is history. So I was disappointed when I saw him play pro football. I was happy because he made it and he's a player. But all that other nonchalant stuff he had was I was like, I don't know that guy. Anyway, so I learned the program. Me and Tim Newman. 2 things I want you guys to know about me. I love and respect all black coaches and black quarterbacks. Nothing against white or Hispanics, nobody. But at one time, they didn't let us play that position. I was a quarterback. I was an option guy. So now I'm excited that almost everybody in the country has one. I'm like, yeah, finally they understand we can read a playbook and we win Super Bowls and we can get there as many times as possible. But I always support black coaches and black quarterbacks unless you just are not a good person. Me and Tim Newman didn't get along. He was head coach, so I never disrespected him. He said some things to me that I didn't think was cool. He said some things to me again I didn't think was cool. On the 3rd time, I got to check myself like, who are you? To come all the way from New Mexico to Charlotte, North Carolina and let this guy just do you this way. So I said something back. It didn't get physical. But it was a heated discussion in front of the team. An assistant should never do that, but I was fed up and I said some things and he fired me. He said, "You're fired, Norman." And I had some things to say after that and I walked off, cleared off my office, came on back home. And then on my way home, I'm thinking, why would God send me all the way to Charlotte, North Carolina for this? Because I was only there for 3 months. I wasn't there for the full year of the contract that I signed. I was only there for 3 months. But as I'm driving home, I'm thinking, God didn't send you out there to meet Tim Newman. He sent you out there to learn this prep program to bring it back this way. So I bring it back this way. And it was hard. Started with no money, but I got it done. So once again, it goes into being a head coach. Being a head coach ain't just about sitting behind a desk with a computer and checking emails and drinking Starbucks. It's so much going into it, you guys. I'm so ready. This is what I'm trying to tell you. If you haven't understand what's he trying to say, God, come on with it. I am so ready for any challenge that's out there, whether it be a big school, whether it be a small school. I got passed up last year. It's over. It's done. I'm good. That's why I came back. When Drew and Bryan called me 3 weeks ago and said, "Hey, coach, can we get you to come back?" I took a deep breath and I said, But HBCU is still in my system. I got a job offer in Brazil. Who don't want to be in Brazil? Black guy, good looking, that's me, in shape. All them beautiful women out there, good food, good drinks. I like cold beer. I'll be up front with you. 50 players, 6 coaches, free house, free car, free gym pass, 2 restaurants you can eat it free. It's your job, Coach Norman. So I walked around, thought about it. My passport's still good. I'm still good till 2026. I think I got 2 more years on it. I'm still good passport-wise. But I still want to coach at the HBCU level. So I turned it down. I said, hey, you guys, I thank you for recognizing who I am because there's, for some odd reason, others have not. But I'm going to have to pass on this one. because I still got that HBCU in my mouth, in my belly, in my stomach, in my veins. I want to coach. Why? Because I want to help young black men become men. I want to help black men move on to the future. If they make it to play on Sunday, that's a blessing from God. It ain't got nothing to do with talent. And if you think it is, you're foolish. That's a blessing from God. Any pro athlete, Michael Jordan, Dr. J, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, Nate Newton, blessed by God. I didn't get that blessing. What I got was 3 college degrees and a head full of knowledge that I can give the next young man. I'm in Alabama now. Drew told my business. I didn't want him to say that because I don't want nobody to think that I'm out here trying to do something wrong. I got family out here. My brother and my sister are the family lineages. Is that right? Family lineages? They're the ones who do the family history. They go way, way back. Well, come to find out, my grandmother, who I love more than life, passed away in 97. Rest in peace, Grandma. Her father was from Alabama. My grandmother, Mom, who we call Heavy, that was her nickname. Everybody called her. We didn't call her Grandma. Her great grandma called her Heavy. She was from Oklahoma. Well, I already did Oklahoma because, I went to Langston. So when I'm in New Mexico, you guys heard me last year. I don't like being here. Although I'm from New Mexico, I didn't like being there. I was upset. I thought I should have been on a football field. I was living in the hood, drive-bys every night, windows getting bust out, people getting jumped on, walking to the gym, drug addicts in the middle of the street. I'm like, hey, when I was young, that was fine and cool. I'm 49, 50, 51. I'm above that now. I'm Coach Farasi Norman. I'm not a frostbite from the set. I'm Coach Farasi Norman, so I was unhappy. Anyway, my brother contacted some of the family, and they called me. They said, hey, cuz, we got a house out here. You want to come this way? You ever been to Alabama to recruit? Okay, well, hey, sits on 2 acres of land. We'll take care of the grass and the trees. You just got to keep the house clean, pay the bills. I'm coming. I went out to New Mexico. So I've been there for about a month now. I'm in a town called Monroeville. I had to stop and think about it because I was saying, what was I saying? Monroeville? I was saying Monroeville. But they're like, no, it's called Monroeville. Monroeville, Alabama. I'm an hour and a half from Montgomery, out from Mobile. I think I'm about 2 hours and some change from Birmingham. Drew, you know Alabama better than me, but it's been cool out here so far since I've been here. I honestly thought, don't hate on me, I thought I was going to run into some racism because I know it's South. I've experienced none of that. I walk every day. You guys know I walk. I stay in shape. I still do my walking. White folks pull up on me, elderly whites, 67, 70. Hey, how you doing? I noticed that you walk every day. Hey, how you? Good to meet you. And drive off on me. There's a gym about 2 miles up the street, so I get up every day and go to the gym, come on back home. I'm meeting people. It's a small town. Everybody know everybody. Go to the Walmart. As soon as I walk to Walmart, everybody like, hey, how you doing? They know me by Coach Norman. Hey, Coach Norman. I'm like, whoa, okay, cool. Friendly atmosphere. I've experienced no problems out here. I like it. I like it here. Love New Mexico. It's home. Nothing like the island of Hawaii. Aloha brothers. But I'm in Alabama now. But I'm here year 2, round 2. I'm not upset. I'm excited. Season just getting started. But I got my hand up. I'm that studious person now. When I was young, I didn't care about school books. That's why I went to junior college route. Now I got my hand up because I'm ready. HBCU's the professor, and when they turn around, they say, okay, yes, Frosty, I'm ready. Do you want me to get on the board? We got this thing in our profession called the board, where you get on the board. What you want me to draw up? 2x2, 3x1, double tight, 3-3, 3-4, nose guard cover the center, D tackle and shaded B's. I got the A and B covered. Outside backers cover the C's. So you got the A, B, and C gaps covered. Safety sit at 7. Free safety Mike Backer sit in the middle of the field. Corners on a roll. Talk to me. How you want to do it? What Denzel say? I'm surgical with this. I know what I'm doing, you guys. I wouldn't be blowing smoke if I felt I could fail, if I could fall. I've been doing this long enough, 20 plus, 23 today to be exact. I check all boxes, education-wise, experience, knowledge, motivational. I've coached in big games. I've coached in 5 All-Star games. You only get 3 days to get ready. You don't get weeks or months. You get Wednesday, play on Saturday. I've won all 5. Why? Because when we show up on Wednesday, I'm ready to go. I got my notes. I got my plans. I got my itinerary ready to go. I get my team, Coach Norman's team, blue, black, yellow, whatever we call it, over in the corner. We're running. We ain't hanging out, partying, getting to know each other. We can do that after the game. Winning is what I'm about. So I know it's early. And I'm almost done, Drew. I know you're looking at me like, come on, Frost. But I just had to get this out so everybody can understand. So when they see me, they'll actually know. Because that kind of upset me when someone said, well, he ain't got no NCAA on his resume. NCAA, really? Well, neither did that guy or that guy or that guy. Oh, he's got a gold jacket, so he's good. Oh, he's got 3 little acronyms on his show. He's good. Oh, he knew somebody who knew somebody, so he's good. It's only been one coach from that level to come down. That's one. In case people didn't really know, I'm going to throw it out there. It's only been one coach to come down to our level and have success. No one else has. But you bypass me because you don't really know me. You see me on a show. You see me talking with AD and Drew. AD is Drew. AD and Bryan. I tell people all the time, feel free to Google or YouTube me. So you see my little YouTube and stuff like that, but you don't really know Farasi Norman. So I wanted to let you know. I struggle from the bottom to the top. I didn't come at the halfway point. Then nobody grabbed me out of college, grabbed my hand and walked me up front to the coordinator position. In 3 years, I'm an assistant head coach. In 4, I'm the head coach. That didn't happen to me. I'm in year 23, and I'm on a podcast saying, hey, I can do this for you. I'm not going to ever be Eddie Robinson, Marino Casson, Pete Richardson, Archie Cooley, Jay Gaither, Billy Joe, Joe Taylor. I'm not going to be those guys. But what I can do for is I can continue education. I got friends I went to junior college with that are now NFL scouts. I got friends I went to Langston with that are now NFL scouts. I call my guys, whatever university I'm at, we're going to get our guys a look as long as they're doing what I'm asking them to do. Go to class, keep your pants up, go to study hall, be a good person on the team in the community, and help me win games. Because if you don't, you're not going to be around me. I don't babysit. I let parents know when I recruit them. If you don't do what I lay out for them, and my program's not hard. This ain't the prison. It's real simple. It's about getting ready for life. Started from the bottom. I worked my way to the top. My hands up. My hands up. HBCUs. And it's going to stay up till January 2025. When school starts, January 2025, if I'm not on somebody's campus head coaching, I'm going to put it down. I'm going to walk away. I'm going to stay friends with that guy right there. I love him. He's good peoples. He needs to be an AD somewhere. HBCUs, wake up. And I'm going to stay in touch with Brian Fulford because he gave me this opportunity. But I won't be back here next year. And even if they ask me, even if they pay me, Coach, come on, we got a couple dollars. I'm good. Because it'll be out of my system. Because I think I've done everything right for 2 years for you guys.
And with that, some people have been commenting. Some people are wondering why I let you go on for so long. Sometimes, everybody, you just got to let people get stuff off their chest.
Thank you for that.
And know when to just sit back, listen, offer them an ear. Even if you have nothing that you can offer them or nothing that you can say to them, sometimes you just have to be there for people. Be a friend to people. Be a set of ears to people. Because that can make the difference between somebody getting off their chest and feeling relieved and that weight off their shoulders and getting all that pent up frustration out, or somebody keeping it pinned in and going out and doing something stupid to someone or something. That's why I did it.
Drew, thank you. I appreciate you. I'm looking forward to next week. I'm looking forward to having a great season with you and BF. Let's get back on it. Let's help these young brothers get some publicity. Let's watch some good football. Presidents, vice presidents, ADs, assistant ADs, alumni, boosters.
Should we let the cat out the bag, Norman? You don't even know which cat I'm talking about, do you?
I would say let him out. Let him out.
Well, we're exploring adding a coaches show featuring Coach Norman, where young coaches can log on, send their questions in, ask Coach Norman. Fans can ask Coach Norman some stuff from the games that they saw over the weekend. We're exploring it. We're not saying we're going to do it, but we are looking into it. And if you guys have any feelings about that, let us know in the chats. Let us know if you think we need to do it. Now it won't be like this. It won't be Coach Norman going on about his about how he feels. I might give him a couple minutes, but we gonna stick to the X's and O's and really learn this game of football and learn this in layman's terms. So
and I can teach it because I know it.
Yeah.
Hey, if we get the show, I'm ready. If we don't, Drew, just opportunities to hang out with you on Sunday with this, I'm good. But like I say, it's up to you, Brian and Roy, however you guys want to play it. I'm a willing participant. I thank you for your time. I thank for those who's in the chat, those who disagree with me with what I'm saying. I just wanted people to know who I am and where I'm coming from. NCAA experience, really? I can coach.
And although Coach Norman does not like all the fancy colors and all the drawings on the screen, I got to pull my John Grant out. We got to make this television ready. So that's one of the holdups. We got to make sure that we got the proper software so we can do the X's and O's on the screen and still get it out to you guys with the quality feed. So that we can do it, because it's no good at telling if we got a play up on the board, we looking at some film, just talking about it. We need to be able to draw it up, and that's what we're working on, making sure that we got all the technology right and tested before we do it. Because here at Black College Sports Network, we're not trying to do that halfway. Either we're gonna do it right or we're not gonna do it at all.
That's one thing I've learned about you guys. I appreciate that from you too.
All right. Any other parting shots that you want to get in? Because we are way over our time. People have to go to work Monday morning. Norman's got his hands up. Coach Norman has his hand up. Look.
And it's going to stay up till January 2025. That's why I keep doing that. Just so nobody wink. Oh, it's still up.
Well, what Coach Norman's going to keep his hand up. I'm going to keep my gas tank full because I'm going to be heading to Atlanta this weekend to go watch the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge. Actually, I'll be working the game. Be my fourth or fifth year in a row that I've worked the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge. I'll be working that game once again. So, in addition to watching the game, I get to really participate in the game.
I got a 70-inch flat screen right here. I'm gonna be watching it right there, brother.
Hey, you'll get to see my work. That's all I'm gonna say. And I won't even tell you what it is, but you'll definitely, at the end of the game, you'll definitely know what I did.
I'll text you. Your phone gonna be on? I hit you up.
Not during the game. Huh? Not during the game. I said I won't have it on during the game. I won't have time. Maybe at halftime if things go right, but that's about all I can do.
I'll hit you up after the game.
But we will be on. But we will have the pregame show, the BCSN Game Time show, live from the Coca-Cola Experience, just outside of Center Park Stadium, right there on Hank Aaron Boulevard, there in Atlanta, Georgia. So, hey, if you haven't done it before, let me get that thumbs up, get those likes, let me get those shares. Make sure you subscribe. Tuesday night, right here on the Black College Sports Network, inside the HBCU Sports Lab. Dr. Cavil's inside the HBCU Sports Lab. Don't know if Charles or Mike are going to be there. I might be there. You never know. But we're going to bring it to you. Wednesday night, ONG Strike Zone. Thursday, we're back with Dr. Cavil's inside the HBCU Sports Lab. And on Saturday, you're going to get a supersize of HBCU sports. You're going to start off at 12 Eastern with the Carlos Brown Show from 12 to 2 Eastern. That's 11 to 1 Central Time. Then at 3 o'clock Eastern, we will have the BCSN Game Time Show from 3 to 7 o'clock. And then you can switch over to ABC and watch the Cricket MEAC SWAC Challenge and see, do the defending champions start off 1-0, as Dawson Odom begin to get the monkey off his back. And
without that quarterback, it's going to be rough, brother.
See, I didn't ask you all that. I'm trying to do this lead out, man.
My fault.
Hey, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Coach Norman, have you figured out your Twitter yet? You know what your Twitter handle is off the top of your head?
Yes, at Coach Farasi.
At Coach Farasi, if you want to hit him up on X. Of course, you see mine's right there on the screen at BCSN Drew. That's BCSN DREW. You can hit up Brian Fulford on X at DRB365. So 2024 football season is officially here now. So for my partner Brian Fulford, for Coach Farasi Norman, this is A.D. Drew. Want to tell each and every one of you all, God bless. We love you. He got his hand up. Travel light, everybody.
Be blessed.
We'll holla.